Backwards. Hold on.
Okay, is this in? Working?
Yeah.
Is it highlighted on focus on?
Now it is. That's right.
Okay. So let's go ahead and just begin. Let me know when Udicci.TV is ready.
The beginning time, go back one.
What do you mean? This is...
Go back one more. 7:03 compared to 7:06 is one that's going to be different. That's going to be the difference.
3 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
So, I think at that point it probably doesn't matter because we make up the 3 minutes during the show.
All right. And we need... Yeah, okay. Ready, Mike?
All right.
Are we doing audio check?
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, actually, I would recommend that we turn up the master audio in here because I can't hear the feedback on it. Any better? Can we hear it? Is it good? That's probably better. That's one of the things, since that is what goes out to hear, a little bit better to have that sound there for the external crowd. Right. Playing through some of the older videos today, so we're good there. Oh wait, let us know when we're live. I think we're about ready to go live.
2, 1, you are live, sir.
We are live on Udicci.TV once again, so this is kind of fun. All right, so tonight we had a couple little 1, 2, 3 minute setback there. We do appreciate those of you who are waiting for us to come on, and here we are. So tonight's episode is called Gratitude, and I think if you stick with us throughout the show, you'll really get an understanding for what that is. And tonight my monologue is actually called Thank You Tag. You see, last week after the show, something very simple happened. And when I thought about it and throughout the week, I really had to appreciate what it was. Actually, I felt so much gratitude when I allowed myself to consider it that I felt it was necessary to share. You see, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about appreciation, and there was some general conversation around what's the difference between appreciation and gratitude. And as I mentioned last week, something happened that really made me thankful. I just felt gratitude. I was actually thinking about it the next day. And all it was a simple question. You see, after last week's show, Tag asked me, how do we take this show to the next level? And I got to tell you, I doubt that Tag even thought much about that question. But for me, after I thought about it, can I have the focus back here?
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So last week, after we thought about that, after he asked that, I really had to sit back and think, and I couldn't just give him an answer because I wanted to give him a good answer. You see, at the time that he said that, Tag had just shown me that he respected me. Now, at least he respected what I thought, right? I mean, let's go that far. That he actually showed that my opinion mattered to him because he actually asked me, what's our next step? And I had to really, again, feel thankful that somebody actually trusted me to say, really, you're looking to me to tell you what I think is the next step. And having somebody just rather nonchalantly demonstrate that trust really gave me reason to be thankful. So I wanted to take tonight's show and begin by simply saying, thank you, Tag. I was actually so thankful that you could just actually think that I might have a good answer. I was thankful that we were coming together as a team, that we're working towards something more. I was thankful that this thing we call Udicci had brought into my life, and here he is now, the man of the hour, Tag. And I'd recommend you sitting down because the entire opening segment is about you. So those of you who have been tuning in, Tag, yes, just turned in. So I want, honestly, in all sincerity, this opening segment's all about you, and it's to tell you thank you. No. You'll come up in a little bit, but you can kind of, pay attention a little bit, and you'll be able to jump in, and you'll get it. You'll get what's going on. But again, I do want to. That actually probably couldn't have worked out any better. Just actually having him come in right there, and I will review a little bit with this later on. But here's the thing: I had to be thankful that this thing we call Udicci.TV, had actually brought another friend and somebody who was wanting to grow. And I was thankful, quite honestly, because I was humbled. I was humbled that a friend would trust enough of me to ask my opinion and actually listen to the answer. It's not often in today's world that people listen. Most often, they're just most concerned about what they think and what they want to say. So when somebody sincerely asks me, what do you think, and that my thoughts mattered to them, I was humbled. Effectively, without knowing it, Tag demonstrated he was trusting me to lead. Now, please don't get me wrong. I understand that we're not trying to be led into war, that instead we're just doing some social media show. But truly, it is a humbling responsibility. It's a humbling responsibility that somebody would trust you to say, let's go forward. Let's go forward together. And while the question was asked in just a general conversation, the answer was indeed very important. You see, while we enjoy doing this thing that we call Udicci up here, this is actually our work. We are all working together toward a greater goal, and each of us has our own reasons, our individual reasons and purposes for being involved in the show. Focus.
That was already.
What's that? Okay, I can't move. There it is. All right, individually, each person has their own goals. Collectively, we're all working toward making a difference in life. We want to make a positive difference in our community. We want others to know that despite your past, you can still write your own future. You get to create your future, and that's what we wanted people to know. We want them to know that despite our differences and where we were brought up and what we learned growing up in our experiences, which are vastly different, that is not something that should separate us. That is something that should bring us together, and that through that diversity we find creativity and we find more life that we wouldn't have otherwise found. Now, I truly doubt that Tag had the slightest clue that his simple question, what next, would be so encouraging to me. But it was, and I'm thankful. So as I thought about the answer, I thought, how is it I can actually show Tag that I appreciate him? And there it was. It was that aha moment that we were asking a couple weeks ago, is what is the difference between gratitude and appreciation? And I had received gratitude. I felt that gratitude. And in return, I could give appreciation. I felt that gratitude for the appreciation others expressed to me. So gratitude is given to others by appreciating them. How literally it was, Tag was literally asking, how can we get better? Because appreciate means to add value. And gratitude is a way of expressing that you recognize that value. So with that, we do want to get better. And the word better itself actually carries the connotation. He says, how do we make the show better? The word itself says better. It means to increase value. Literally, to appreciate. To appreciate something is to add more value. And the more I thought about the question that he said, how do we bring this show to the next level? The best answer I can provide after thinking about it for 1 week is simply this. We don't. We don't focus on the show, we focus on the people. The show will get better when we're better. As we reach for our greater goals, then others are going to see what it is we're doing here, and they're going to begin to believe that not only with our words, but with our actions and with our heart, we are following through on helping one another in our community growth. And as people see us getting better, they will want to come along. They will want to join us. So it is not about us making the show better. It's about making each person individually better. For when we make each person better, then we can all be better. So when Tag asked the simple question, what can we do to make the show better? The answer is, we don't do anything about the show. We do something about you. And we do something about me. And we work together to get better. So with that, I'd like to start the show. And we are going to go to a quick sponsor break. All right, we're still tracking just 4 minutes behind, and we don't have points up here on that.
There's none on the show.
Huh? Start the show. Sponsor break.
Some of them don't have it.
What's that? Yes, it did. That one has it.
It's a sponsor break. How's it going to have points?
That one does. That's okay. I know this one. All right, let me get my wine. Isn't now we have to fill it. Oh, Tim, you got your beer there?
I poured you a beer. I didn't know you were drinking wine.
Oh, I got the wine. Thanks. What? Where are we? Was left, right? Where I was? We good? What's that? Wow, that was all in less than a minute. Alrighty. All right. So, that was interesting. Couple things. Welcome, Tim, to the show. And actually, we're going to continue that conversation in just a little bit with Tag. Tag's actually going to come up here and join us, and we're going to pick up that conversation kind of right where we left off, and I'll actually going to get his opinion on something that Tim and I are going to talk about here in just a couple seconds. Well, maybe a couple minutes. But so, what do you think? What do you think of the whole idea of that? Really, the way that we make the show better is simply to make each person better.
It's the concept of take one, right? Take one for ourselves. Take one for others. Take one for everything in life.
It really is. Really, it is very encouraging, and I think that is really what we've been talking about lately. Is simply that finding that which is good in other people and trying to find what it is that they want to accomplish and just working with them. It's so encouraging. And in the end, we're the ones. We get the, I don't know, we get the benefit. We get friends. We get to feel gratitude. We get to see. You get to feel them.
Yeah.
If you allow yourself to feel again, I know I probably make a bit of a big deal over a simple question, but here it is: a guy who's been a friend, acquaintance for years, now is actually trusting us to help him move forward.
Right.
We should feel humbled.
Yeah.
We should feel gratitude.
Yeah. Don't disagree.
And those are wonderful gifts.
Right.
Yeah. Right? I mean, it's kind of wild on that. So anyways, we're going to continue that conversation a little bit. So tonight, a couple other things. So we're experimenting with a new format. We sort of talked about that yesterday. And this is the format we're going to use as we start going out and kind of going to market and helping to bring other people in. But it's basically a format where you get 5 minutes on video, go to a sponsor break, 5 minutes on video, go to a sponsor break, 4 minutes on, go to a sponsor break. I still don't think the timing is right about that, but something about that just isn't
I thought it was 4-1,
sitting right.
4-1.
4-4-3?
Yeah.
4-2-4-2?
4-1-4-1.
Well, then that's why it's off tonight.
Yeah,
all right. So, anyways, it's not exactly, but we're going to try a couple of. We're going to try a new format. Right. But I'm also going to be introducing some new segments to the show to kind of everything we've been talking about, helping reach different audiences, have those different conversations. One of the first things we're going to do tonight is actually have a reality business. I've started giving it a little bit more structure. So we're actually going to have a conversation around. So actually, real quick again, we're going to 7:22, right? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your guys' job tonight to keep us on 4 minutes.
4 minutes,
behind, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically we're off by 4 minutes tonight. So we get to run 4 minutes more than
what it is.
So, all right. So very cool.
We can make up the time.
We can make up the time. I don't know that I want to because I think the way the show is going to flow tonight is really cool. I think you're going to like it.
All right.
And my only thing I would say, Mike, by the way, I forgot. Mike's behind the camera. Did you do your intro yet?
I'll show you. I'm experimenting with the two cameras, the two web cameras that we're using. I have picture-in-picture mode, actually. And
so
I'm in the corner. You guys are on stage, and then I can see Tag in the background as well. Say hi.
All right.
I gotta clear that with my agent first.
yeah, I got to clear with the agent. All right,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and continue on. We're actually going to do we're going to have a conversation around brand values.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at leadership as a whole, and this is where I'm going to come into Tag, and I'm going to ask a question later on, which is, when does a leader become responsible for that which he leads? Right? So that's going to be the question that I'm going to kind of actually ask later on tonight, and we're going to go through that based on a situation that happened at GM, and I'll explain that as we go on. But it's basically nothing more than us starting to take a topic, all right, and look at it from market and labor side of things. So that's a little bit fun. Again, then after that, we're going to have Tag on and take one, and we're going to kind of talk through, what it is we might be able to do and see where it is Tag really wants to go.
You look so thrilled, Ted.
I'm going to talk about that. I think it's a Spanish word, goal. It's G-O-A-L. How do you say that? G-O-A-L. Is it goal? It's
goal.
Goal? Is it goal? Goal? Is it goal?
Goal, that's an English word.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just wondering. Okay. So we're good with that. So that tag's going to come on our show, which is actually kind of a lot of fun. And in fact, what I'm looking at is that this is more or less the new format of Udicci.TV.
Okay.
It's not like anybody has a specific show. It's just that we can cross with one another and fill in and where we can strengthen one another. And if there's somebody who can jump in and have some fun over here, let's do that. And it's basically sharing. You know, it's like, I don't want to call it an open video night, but it's sort of like that. But you have to earn your way on camera, man. And Tag's done that, so we're good with that.
He has?
So, yeah, cool. I think we're about to just make up a minute, so we're going to go through that. No, we won't. So we're going to 7:22. I can skip that one. I was actually going to share a little story today I thought was kind of funny. And it was, actually, I have to tell you, I really do appreciate you being here and getting everything pretty much to the standpoint, because I was actually able to just spend more time today on the
graphic design.
No, on the show. So I was able to get a better flow.
You guys are on early.
What's that?
Can't believe you guys are on early and on time.
We're not on early. We're actually 4 minutes behind.
4 minutes behind.
Now we're 5 minutes behind. But anyways, 7. I'd share this with you. So like Sierra's home. She got home yesterday, and she brought her dog, and her dog is still a puppy, right? And then, of course, because Sierra is always like a very wound-up young lady, so is her dog a wound-up, they're very excitable, right?
I was just going to say, she's like a puppy.
All right, so like her dog's really wound up, whereas like Ruby, Ruby's like, hey, I'm chill. What do you want me to do? I'll go. Well, she'll play. Yeah, she'll play, but she's really chill. Well, this is a puppy, right? So we've really been trying to calm the puppy down. So I actually had a lot of fun going out today, and I had them to the point where they were like laying down and passing the ball to one another. And it was really fun to watch like Ruby act like mama to the puppy, right? This adopted puppy, like, this is how you play. It was just funny to watch those guys. So yeah, we're going to talk about sometimes stepping in and being a mama even when you're not, or being a leader even when you're not, kind of thing. But so anyways, with that, we're going to take a sponsor break, and we'll be right back after this sponsor message. Cheers. We're still going to sponsor message.
Can you go to the next?
What's that? You got a few minutes, but you got to listen. What, you can't listen?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, I'm listening.
Yeah, you're supposed to listen. Yeah, that's perfect. There you go. Listen.
No, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Paying attention. Teaching Tag. All right, so anyways, we're not there. By the way, for those of you watching the actual sponsors out there, we're actually just working on some space holders and working on some other technology, so we're good with that. And where are we now? We got the 12-second countdown?
Yeah, we have a couple more seconds, so.
All right.
Hey, now we got perspectives.
All right, so I started talking about the whole idea of reality business, and so this is a 6-minute segment, huh? So we get to go. I don't know. I'm going to be able to take the whole time here, so we might actually make something up here. But
well, that's good,
because I already started talking a little bit about it. So I think what I want to do is. Tonight, if you will, I want to talk about what responsibility does a leader have in disseminating information to their team, to the employees, and we'll get back to that, but that's going to be the general concept around a topic, which is, like I said earlier, about GM. And what I want this session to become, all right? Think for a second. You with me, Mike?
Yep.
You sure?
I am.
Because you were like looking that way.
No, I wasn't actually.
So what I want this segment to become, so you know how like Fox News and MSNBC and CNN and everything else, right? Everything is about our government, right? And I understand that, and it's important, and there are some real issues in our government. But so basically, you know how everything is like a political conversation. You turn on any of those, and at any given time, you'll hear about how the president did this right or how the president did that wrong, just depending on who you're listening to. How Congress did this right, that kind of thing.
Of course.
I kind of want to develop our reality business into, like, I want to have a larger segment. I don't know if you want to call it the CNN or whatever you want to call it, but I basically want to create a show that looks like that, but looks at it at the market, looks at corporations that way.
From a panel type of thing?
From a panel type of thing, but really just people who have different perspectives about what's going on with that company or with this company or that company. And I don't want it necessarily to be anything that's necessarily a negative situation, but I do want to kind of look at it and see how it flows together. And I think we'll kind of get a better idea about that tonight as we begin talking through the first segment. Now, you know, we're kind of going to be acting as our own experts here. So take that for what it's worth, right?
I barely read the news story.
So I kind of want to talk about the actual GM ignition problem. And are you focused?
Yeah, I thought I was. No, I wasn't.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to talk about the that break. So apparently I'm well ahead of schedule on this one, so that's okay if you want to run the sponsors.
Go ahead.
Oh,
no, you're not.
I had my. There is if I have my camera on, so I can switch back, I have to switch to the our PowerPoint and then come back to it. So.
Cool.
Hold on.
So you're about to start the PowerPoint now, right?
How did you get back on the spot? You went backwards.
There you go. We're on break.
Good. We're on break right now, so we should come back at about 7:27. So we made up 2 minutes.
Oh, go back one? Oh, all right.
I guess I can go ahead now and you can get ready.
You can. Yeah, go ahead would be good.
Cool. All right. So this one, we actually are going to go to 7:34
or at the latest 7:32. Tried it.
Well, we're going to be starting at 3 minutes late, roughly. So Mike went. So we're going to be going to 7:33-ish.
All right.
Okay. Don't you love social media and directing this?
See the champs in the house.
All right. So let me just kind of go through this GM issue, and I don't have all the statistics, I don't have all the facts or anything else, so I just want to have a general conversation around it right now. But apparently today, was it, Mike, or this week maybe?
It was this week.
The CEO of GM came out and in front of an audience of, I'll say, 150, 250 people. I don't know. It was a big room, probably up at the GM plant. And you know, invited the newsrooms in and whatnot, and acknowledged this problem that GM has had. I thought I had heard since it was 2001. Mike thought it was like the past most recent model years, so 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
If it's 3 or 4 years, the problem is even worse.
Right.
The score you're about to say is a little bit worse. But what happens is she comes out and she says, we're now aware, we're aware of this problem that existed. And here's what it is. The ignition switch or something like that would just stop, and I guess while the car was moving,
go into accessory mode or something like that.
Where basically you had no real control.
Yep.
Right, you had no real control. And 13 people have been killed.
Right.
Because of this thing.
Right.
So
that much I knew.
That CEO. Let me switch to me. That CEO.
Oh. You need to turn yours up a little bit more. It's very loud here tonight with the...
That CEO had apologized publicly. I'm good. I'm good down here, but
can't hear you.
I understand.
So you get
I just don't want to be too loud. I guess it doesn't matter. Publicly to the victims' parents recently on Capitol Hill, I believe the CEO went and, as a leader, had to take responsibility for their lives and apologized for their deaths to the parents of some of the younger victims.
So I guess it's an interesting thing when I think about it. Like, when does the leader become responsible?
At what point should she have stepped in if they knew it was a problem? Quite honestly, at the first death, you got to start to question it.
Well, okay, and let's say that, but I don't know when she started, and I don't know when the problems began. I believe the problems predated her, if I'm not mistaken.
She was January, I believe, when she started. this year.
Oh, she started this year in January? Yeah,
First female CEO of the victory.
And she found out about this when?
Oh, well, she was on the staff, so she probably had known about it for a couple of years.
She says the first she was aware of it was December.
Okay, so maybe right before when they briefed her for...
Maybe when they briefed her for the
for
job.
coming in as CEO, right? Which would make a lot of sense. As a CEO, you want to know what it is you're up against, right? So let's see here. Here we are in June, right? June time frame, and what do we have there? Is that fast enough? Is that a fast enough time to acknowledge it? I mean, I understand as a big corporation, you got to really try to understand the intricacies and what you're doing.
Because it might not necessarily be their fault, so you got to give them, a little bit of lax to do the research, understand it, try to figure out what the problem is, if it is their problem. But after the first couple of cars that they've had, it seems like they would have started to identify that that's what the problem was, to me.
So let me throw this out there. Not necessarily having the right answer there, right? Like, we don't know. Right. But let's just let that part of it go.
It's a huge liability.
It's a huge liability.
That's the insurance.
And that's the piece that's getting me. It's a huge liability. And here's what and we're going to come back to that in just a minute. But how about this? Albeit that she did it for all of the news. Right? And that made it onto all of the news. How many of their employees do you think really know what happened? Or even if they know because it was sent out to everybody, which probably was, how many of them do you think actually understand what that means to their livelihood?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It depends on how the notification went out.
No. Forget all that. Forget all that. How many of the employees do you think actually understand how this impacts their pensions? Right?
Yeah,
how about their jobs?
Wow, how many people have already lost their job because of it? A ton of people have already lost their job because of it.
No, I don't know about that.
I don't know. They've actually had some heads rolling already.
Too, though.
Yeah, but okay, the head roll and maybe some executive level. But the
lower
people
level.
down there, lower level, this has such an impact on them.
Right.
If they have money in the GM stock, this has a big impact on them, and I really wonder. It's a huge lesson. It's a huge. So I really think about that. I'm sitting here going like, all right, I can understand from a market perspective exactly what you said.
Right.
We need time to look through this. We need time to understand this. We need time to digest it. We need to figure out, is it our product? And I don't have enough information.
Right.
And definitely the next time we do these kind of segments, we'd want to have a lot more information and some other people who really got what they're going on. What I love about this, though, is simply this. When it comes time to corporation, we can find a lot of information. But so, anyways, one of the questions, again, is when does a leader start to take responsibility for themselves? And I kind of leave that.
case 6 months.
Well, 6 months. 6 months. So with that, we're going to go to sponsorship, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Ran over a little bit again.
So we're back to about 4 minutes?
Yeah, we're back to almost 4 minutes,
We're back to 4 minutes?
You said 7:33.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So
should be 4 minutes from the start.
So this one's going to come back a little bit before. Why don't we
go to the next one?
Oh, Mike, you have to fix this one a little bit.
Oh boy.
Go ahead. You have to kind of scroll us up, or can you quickly do the?
Hold on 1 second.
Control mouse or control scroll wheel.
Hold on.
Hit the control.
Control.
Hit the control and then scroll wheel down. Whoop, too much. Up, down.
All right,
a little
that's
bit.
good.
That's good.
That's good. All right, and we should be just about ready to roll off a sponsorship. Cool. Good job, Mike. Good job in the direction tonight. All right, hey, do we have anybody down here serving? Is there any? No. Now we'll do a quick announcement. There is food available, drinks available, bar available, but you have to go upstairs to get it. But that's okay. All right, wait. Cheers. It's empty. Okay, are we back? Are we back?
You're back.
All right, so going on this thing. So one of the things I want to talk about here is following up on this is the reality business. Is if we're going to do this topic, I would look at it as like brand values.
Right.
I'd want to actually look at okay, what do they claim their brand is?
Right.
And are their actions aligning with what they claim.
Right.
Is what they're saying and what they're doing the same?
Don't know.
Which brings us to Mercedes-Benz.
Right.
Which brings us to Mercedes-Benz. Let's talk about Mercedes-Benz. What do you guys think of Mercedes-Benz? Hey, you be quiet. What do you think of Mercedes-Benz? What do you think?
It's known for their quality.
Known for their quality. What else? What else are they known for? What is Mercedes-Benz known for?
Foreign automaker.
Obviously cars. What are their brand values? What is it they claim to do but luxury? What else? Huh? How about safety? Is Mercedes not about safety and engineering and luxury? And I mean, this is supposed to be the brand if you want fair value and luxury and safety. If you want it all, you want a Mercedes. Okay, other than a Rolls Royce, right? Yeah. This is like the Bose of cars. This is, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
This is the car of the car. So here it is. Here it is. Mercedes, apparently, whether it's one model or a couple models, we're going to have to do some more research on this, is having a similar problem to what GM had.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
buying their ignition switches from the same company.
The actual car is cutting off as it drives down the road.
Interesting.
Right? Okay. So, apparently, this is well known online.
I've never heard of it.
Right. Well, you wouldn't have heard about it until it happened to you.
Right.
Now, we've got personal experience in this, and this is why we're aware of it. Two things. First, my father was gracious enough and does what every dad does and says, here, you take the good shit and I'll...
We're on a
You take the good stuff and I'll take what's left behind. And he let our family use their car to go down to South Carolina on a vacation. It's a wonderful vehicle. And as we were going down the road in the middle of the night, we had a blowout on run flat tires. Now, it's great. Run flats are great unless you have a blowout. Then what happens?
They probably don't run
flat. Put a spare in cars that have run flats.
Jeez.
Yeah, Mercedes, you're all about safety, because certainly being stranded on the side of the road for 3 to 4 hours in Virginia in the middle of the night where people are going by 90 miles an hour, half tired because simply there wasn't enough coffee in the past hour and a half when we passed the last town. Yes, that's safe. Okay, sorry, I just got off on a little tangent. No, what this is all about is my father and his wife had just driven out of town and were driving the car. 3 times. Their car cut off on them as they're driving down the road.
Oh, wow.
3 times. Brought it to the Mercedes dealer, said we fixed the problem. On the way home, cut off. Had to leave the car in another city, rent a car, get back home, have to go back and get the car. Now, here's the thing. Is Mercedes aware of the problem?
I would hope so.
You would hope so, right?
You would
hope so. Customers are calling and complaining.
Yeah.
How many times do you allow a complaint to come in before you address it? Now I understand it. There's a lot of people who complain.
Right.
So you can't act on the first one.
Right.
You know, you think about it, you look into it, that's responsible. But how many people calling in about the same problem until you start really investigating? I don't know. Yeah. And are they investigating it?
Maybe
Probably.
5.
Probably investigating it, right? Here's where I'm at right now. And I want to follow this story on our reality business as it unfolds. Here's where I'm at. I know this about finance. Companies set aside allotments of money to cover things that aren't necessarily planned for, i.e., that's why we have warranties. They literally plan into the cost of every vehicle a warranty.
Right.
But here's what we also know. They plan into each amount a certain amount of money for problems that occur outside of the warranty.
Right.
So let's say if you have to do a really huge recall, you better make sure that every car that goes out the door contributes to that recall. Otherwise, you're done and over with the first line that goes.
Right.
So there's an amount of money set aside for those recalls. Then there's an amount of money set aside to cover all the court cases for the times that you should have acted. And then there's, see, you can get into this. There's accounts for what's called the CYA account, right? They wouldn't actually call it that. And once the CYA is done, it goes to what's called insurance. And that's why we have these major insurance companies that say, all right, after I've really screwed up, pay these people off. Right. So my question is it going to require somebody dying before Mercedes-Benz makes a change? I don't know, but that's exactly the type of thing I want to do with our reality business segments. I want to have some fun with that. I want to look at different corporations, and I want to see how they would affect people. Make some sense?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and end our reality business segment. We're going to invite up Tag here in just a moment, and we are out to sponsorship. All right. All right, Tag, I'm going to bring you up here shortly. What's that?
I would like cups that don't show that.
Yeah, I know. I looked for something.
Yeah, can I get a mason glass or a mason jar? I would like a mason jar.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with people having a beer. But
That's like bruschetta, right?
You went back and kind of, you want some?
No.
We actually went back to our batch.
Detroit sucks.
Yeah.
Oh! No, I'm okay. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I'll take one.
All right, so where are we here?
I'll take the carbs. Yeah,
You guys-
He's going to need
anytime I'm dealing with Chuck.
Yeah, you're dealing with me.
What is on this? Is that bacon? White bacon?
You guys
All the
are
white
on,
meat?
sir. You guys are
right.
on.
This should be interesting. Maybe not. We'll see. All right. Mike, I do need focus back up here. And tell me what camera we're on. All right. So, I told you to listen.
Yeah.
So now we're testing. I asked him to do one easy thing. I said, hey, Ted, you need to listen. So we're going to see how that works. So what do you think of this GM issue?
I agree with you 100%.
Good.
This is good.
Yeah? And so you think that she handled it well?
Absolutely.
Why? What about it do you think she did that was really the right way to handle it?
She went to her agents and got advice, and she talked to her publicist. She didn't pull a Sterling.
It sounds to me like you weren't listening. I'm just saying. It sounds to me like you weren't listening. Let me give you a real quick recap for this. So apparently GM is known for a number of years, I'm not sure how many years, that there was a problem in their ignition switches. And what would happen is the cars would actually cut off as they're going down the road. All right? Thank you. And it's actually led to 13 deaths.
I was reading about that.
All right. So now knowing that this woman is a new CEO for GM.
I think she's the first CEO of GM too.
First
woman.
Yeah, she is. And I believe she only took over in like January, something like that.
Yeah, it's recent.
Yeah, she said that she was told about this somewhere in like December, right? And she came out recently and basically said, "Yep, this happened after 13 deaths." Question for you:
Did she handle it right?
Well, how about this? Is 6 months reasonable amount of time to take over as CEO and then come out and publicly?
You know what? People at this time, they want truth. And they're tired of getting lied to. They get lied to by the government every day on TV. Everything on TV is a damn lie. For someone to come on front and say, we take full responsibility for what's going on. And not only are we going to take full responsibility, we're going to fire people who are responsible for this. People want that. People love that honesty. If anything, I think it attracts them more to GM.
Interesting. You think it actually attracts them to GM?
I think it would. You know, knowing that that person's in charge now and say, you know what? That's the past. We're not going to cover it up. This is what we did, and this is how we're going to move forward.
All right. And I'm good with you. I'm just wondering, how long do you think is like, you mentioned politics. How long, when a president comes into office, is he responsible?
Day one.
Day one. So anything that happens, even if it happened, if it was because of his predecessor.
Oh yeah, no, that's your dirt. His dirt is your dirt.
Because you should have known. You should have known going into it.
Well, she might have not known.
No, I agree. I'm saying like as a
and I think the reason why it took so long is probably because they were doing an internal investigation. You can't just assume, okay, I heard this guy's doing that and this person did that and they knew. You can't just automatically assume just fire people. You have to do an internal investigation
and try to get to the truth.
Absolutely.
So basically, though, as a leader, you should know what you're getting into. Right? Or you shouldn't get into it.
Well, come on, man. You're talking about a mega corporation when it's built on lies.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I mean, for her to come in right there, what she did, I think was awesome. I toast her for that one.
All right. So let me ask you this. if the leader of a corporation is expected to take responsibility as soon as they take over, and so is the president, when is a person expected to take responsibility of their own life?
What, in general?
Yeah.
The moment they're damn born, I guess.
All right.
I don't know. The moment they leave the nest and they go get a job and they're on their own, be responsible for yourself, everything you do.
All right. So with that, you know what I'm good with?
Yeah, once you leave, once you're of age and you're an adult, because other than that, you're your parents' responsibility.
So the best time to take advantage or take control of your own life is now.
Yeah, if you're an adult and you're on your own, yeah, you better take advantage of your damn life every day.
No other qualifications.
Okay, where are you going with this?
What's that? Yeah, what do
you mean? Like, again, in general, like everyday life, everyday people.
I just want to make sure that we're clear. That, yeah, you're good. I'm just screwing with it. All right, so we're going to go with this.
I didn't come here for this.
My question is simply this. Where do you want to lead your life?
Where do I want it? Now it just turn to me?
Yeah.
Where do How the hell did we go from GM malfunctioning ignitions over to me?
Well, because simply this. You said that like a person should take control of their life, and it's up to them to lead it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I want to know where you're going.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
Me personally?
Yes.
Like what?
Yes. How hard is that question?
I don't know. I got a problem trusting you right now.
But dude, it's okay because I had you open this up. I want to let you know this is all about you tonight. The whole
Wait, about me?
Yeah, because what you missed was the opening. Remember when I told you to listen?
I walked down.
Do you remember when I told you to listen?
I walked my beer. I mean,
I told you to listen, and I simply said it. Last week, you asked a very simple question. You asked a question that was, how do we make this show better?
Well, where's this show going? I mean, how can we make it better?
Right. And I got to let you know. The whole thing about the opening was simply this. I don't know that you understand how much I appreciated that you asked me that.
Well, can I care?
Because you care.
I care.
Because you care. It actually
I'm not just here for kicks and giggles. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I mean,
exactly. We enjoy doing it, but we need to know where it's going. Well, so it actually showed that you had some trust that I might have a somewhat reasonable answer or something that's able to be contributed.
I just have a problem trying to connect the CEO ignition thing at GM and what we're talking about right now. So
you don't have to do that.
Well, what? I mean, I'm just saying, you just don't jump like that and just ask.
I do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm simply trying to say is you said that a person takes control of their life and the best time is now. And we were trying to sit there and go, when is it time for a leader to take responsibility for something?
Well, I think everyone should be their own leader.
Oh, absolutely. So actually, what I want to do
I don't think you should look at the next person.
I want to go to the sponsorship, and then I want to talk about leading your own life.
You want to go to the sponsor?
Yeah, we're going to go to the sponsor break.
We'll
be right back. Yeah, we're good. We're going to go to the sponsor.
Bring me on that. What the hell is there drug testing going on here?
No, here's what's going on.
We got a drug test
here, man.
Here's
what's going on. We're trying a new format.
You think?
Yeah, we're trying a new format.
You're going to get me good today because I can't curse. There's kids here. Because I right now want to curse you out in different languages. What the hell are you talking about?
All right. So,
let me know when we're back on.
I think we're almost ready to be back on, right? We're like, I guess we're about 6 minutes behind now. Somehow we got behind. So, we're 6 minutes behind. All right. So anyways, again, this week I actually asked you through Facebook. I said, why is it? Why is it you're doing the show? What was your answer?
Well, I mean, for one, Julio asked me to do it. He's a dear friend of mine, like a best friend, like a brother. I like being in front of the camera. I like to act. I like to be funny. I'm a comedian type of guy. You know, I just like to be the life of the party. And this is fun. It's just fun. This is something to do. I mean, I'm all for stuff like this.
So your whole... one of the things that when I asked you that, and you said like you did it for Julio.
That was the first thing.
That was your first answer.
That was my first answer. Julio asked me, and I said,
he's not even listening.
No, he's not. He's not with him.
You're like we're sitting here talking about how much you love the guy, and he's not listening.
It's like my brother. The hell with him right now.
All right, good. All right. So yeah, we basically get the fact that you honestly, what you basically said was, I love the guy. I want to help him.
Well, I didn't say all that. I just said Julio asked me. He's like a brother to me.
Is it tough for you to say that you love the guy?
What the hell? Really? Like really?
All right. So let's basically though, in all of this, one of the things we were talking about is that really friends help friends.
Yeah.
And when you did ask, I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I was sincerely thankful that you felt that you could trust my opinion, not even anything else. But that in itself, just trusting somebody's opinion, has value.
Yeah.
And I really honestly, sincerely appreciated that. And I'm like, all right, what can I do to actually address what that was. And what I was saying earlier is simply this. We don't make the show better. We make us better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what Lexington Federal Credit Union is doing. That's what the Take One program is all about. Our Take One program is about helping people, one person at a time, to actually set goals, help them work toward those goals, provide some tools, some accountability, some promote, whatever we can do to help, that's what we want to do. So what I want to do is basically do the same thing that we've done with Julio, and now that we've refined the process a little bit more, and with Julio we can only help sponsor his book. Now we're giving you like a world stage.
I have a problem with that. I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
And we are leaders, but how do we become leaders? How do you look up and say, you know what, I'm a leader? I'm going to speak personally on my culture and my community, all right? Yeah. The Latino community. I'm going to say it because I don't care. And I'm going to say, I've said it before to them, and I'll say it again. All Latino leaders never put a succession plan in place. They have never groomed young people when I was young, or people even the generation before me. Because like back then, with the Robert Burgos and the Nancy Padillas and all them, back then in the 50s and 60s, when there was a problem that opposed the Latino community, they call each other up, they congregate, get in front of City Hall and fight for their rights. They used to do that all the time. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that. We don't have, in my opinion, we don't have any true leaders. And on top of that, we don't have any true outspoken leaders in our Latino community.
I think as a whole, and
now there is some leaders, but they're in their field, and I'm telling you, if you don't, and when I say a succession plan, I say, okay, understand that one day you're going to stop fighting the fight, and what you need to do is start looking for some of those young people that want to take over that fight and groom them.
That's it,
and turn them into leaders. Because a leader just doesn't become. Some people are born natural leaders. Yeah. Not everyone.
That's good. What do you think leader is? What do you think leadership is?
I can answer that quickly because I think about that in a job type of scheme.
Yep.
A leader is someone that takes the people around them and makes them just as strong as him or her.
Absolutely agree.
Not just say do this and do that.
Do you have any strengths that I don't?
I don't know.
Do you think honestly?
I'm sure there's a lot of things.
Do you think I have strengths?
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Together we can. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So okay, Lexington's whole idea: together we grow. The whole idea is to share those strengths, work them out together, just like we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's it. Let's take that common. Let's take what is in common, and let's find those differences, and let's figure out how to make them stronger.
Absolutely.
I love this the other day. I was with a guy, Peter Rios, who's going to be joining us on a lead, and he's actually going to be doing a leadership show. So you ask how to do leadership, and we actually found a leadership guy. He's actually working on his doctorate in strategic leadership. He actually did organizational leadership, but what I love about him, same kind of story as Julio.
Is he the one that's in politics?
No.
Okay.
No. Bronx, street,
okay.
da-da-da.
What if I know him?
Escaping, nice guy. And, here's the thing. It's like, exactly your point. There's all these people that are out there wanting to have leadership. I absolutely believe America right now is sorely lacking leaders.
Absolutely.
That's one of those things that really ticks me
not
off.
for nothing, the number one leader in this country, people have trouble following him. And it's not just Obama, it's all the people before him.
Oh my gosh.
How can we follow someone that promises, and this is politics all across the board, I'm sorry. All these people that make all these promises during election time, and once they get elected, you're like, what happened to all those things?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to put a plan in action? You say you're going to do this. Oh, it takes time. We're doing this. We're doing that. Really? It takes you 3 years to get that together?
That's it, right? Okay.
Really?
So now you got it. Now we're back to when does the leader take the responsibility, that piece of it. And I'm with you 100%. I'm trying not to go into the politics side. Particularly right now, I have a real issue with this soldier that just got traded for him. But that's a whole...
I don't.
What's that?
I don't have a problem with it.
Why?
Because, if it was your kid...
Yep.
If it was my kid...
You got to be careful. You're talking to a veteran.
Well, listen, I'm just saying, if it was my kid,
all right,
I would want them to do it.
Hold on. Where's my daughter? Sierra? You, the one who's in the military, went through the military.
He's slurring, don't mind him.
If you were my daughter and you were in the military and you were taking a POW, what would I expect of you? You stay there and you stay there.
Man, Obama better let go of some prisoners and bring my little baby back.
No, that's the difference.
Nah.
Let me hit you with this. You have
For
to,
once, Obama did something I agree with.
Now, let me hit you with this. Do you think, is there anything in your life that is so
That's Chuck's. Hey, no, we're good. We're good. When you're done scarfing down those tacos, you come on.
I'll start from on there.
Oh!
And then I'll advertise for Blue Garden Grill.
While you're spitting at the camera.
Let them know how good these are.
I just want to make sure you don't eat your fingers while you're doing that.
Yeah, because we don't have insurance.
I'm just saying, yeah, there's no insurance yet.
Nah.
They should make it food this good.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah, they probably don't. Just talk about weed.
Oh.
We don't have. So I'm not gonna be responsible. They can be responsible. Yes, you can. Yeah. All right.
But they, biting your own fingers is not covered.
All right, we're on. Take it from the top. Oh, we gotta shrink in.
Take it for the top.
Well, I mean, I want to be able to have space for them.
Well,
come on.
Let's put it back.
Or we can just put that there.
And then we'll break. Oh, shit.
But set it up for that fork, because at one point there's going to be all four of us up here. Because she's going to come on. As soon as she starts scarfing that taco down, she's coming on.
Damn. Yo, the camera's
Camera's
going to add like 30 for you.
I mean, they want to see a picture of you scarfing the taco down. We go.
I already know Tag gonna put it
Oh, it's already on YouTube, Facebook, MySpace,
Twitter,
Mi Gente, Black Planet,
and Instagram.
It's on everything. Oh yeah. So
man, Mi Gente, that was old
Mi
school.
Gente, everything, MySpace.
That was my first. Huh? Is that the Mi Gente version?
Oh my bad. You want me to mention some new stuff? What's the new one? Kinder or Tinder? Tinder. Yeah, that one. I gotta set up an account. Meet me a hot chick on Tinder.
Never
It's
heard
a
of
new dating app. It's like Match.com, only better.
Just watch Pornhub.
That's kind of different though.
They just took
online
off
shout out to dating.
They took off the 5
I like that.
video limits, so we're good.
Wow, you know you're on camera right now, right?
So?
That's like a date by yourself. We're talking about dates with other human beings.
At least I would not be upset.
I would hope not. All right, so Mike, we on for real?
Hey.
All right, so welcome back to Real Talk 360 with your hosts, Julio, Main Man Tag, and We're doing this one more week. We're here. We're at Blue Bar and Grill. Obviously, you're not, but hopefully you're somewhere comfortable, drinking a beer, chilling, getting ready for the game tonight, because it's a big one. Game 1, San Antonio, Miami Heat. I really don't care who wins as long as it's a good game. Hopefully a blowout. I mean, where are they at? Are they in Miami?
I don't know.
I think they're in Miami. Either way, it doesn't matter. Wherever they're at, I want the home team to get blown out.
If you had to pick one, who would it be?
I would pick Miami because of the legacy.
Yeah.
Because of the legacy. I want to see LeBron go big places. I want to see Miami do what they set out to do. So I would go with Miami. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely. So last week, we had a little bit of a shortened show. I was running late. Tag and Chuck held it down. I was running. Tag and Chuck held it down. And I'm actually watched some of it. I was here like 5 minutes late.
We'll go with that.
5 minutes.
We'll go with that.
I timed it. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
5 minutes.
Sure.
5 minutes.
We'll go with
that. You can
that.
watch. It's there. But so this week we have got some pretty good stuff. I'm excited about some stuff that we have this week. But before we go there, we're going to go to our mindless Facebook activity. So let me see what we have in the world of...
Shout out to Alizé. She's watching from, is that Andy, North Dakota?
North Dakota.
I'm assuming.
Oh, North Dakota. North Dakota's in the house. Oh, I think she's taking an Idaho trip finally. She actually asked me, would you go to Idaho with me? Because I don't know anybody that would go to Idaho and you like to travel. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't know what's in Idaho. Like, I have no idea. Potatoes. That's what everybody says. Everybody says that. So right now I have on my feed nothing. I have us at Blue Bar and Grill. Yep, I have you commenting on Blue Bar and Grill. Danielle Decoy Antonetti, cousin DJ EJ, getting ready for the stage. That's cool. They're about to go on stage, do their thing. Angelique Mendez, bullshit, we ain't going to the city this weekend. I would be hating on anyone going. So we make sure that we let her know that we're having a ball in the city. Because she's not going.
Who's going?
Angelique Mendez.
Oh, and Tongi isn't either. She's like, I wish I could go because she couldn't get off of work.
Yeah, she's
I said I'll have fun for both of us. Quick shout out to my boy Ryan Shazier, first round pick for the Steelers. There's a picture of him signing his contracts.
Nice.
That man's gonna make problems.
This is signing week, right? Because I seen Buffalo sign.
Everyone's signing.
So whoever's gonna get there is gonna get there. Whoever's not is gone.
Oh yeah. This
right?
is where they start making the first cuts.
All right. Talk about signing, and we can talk about this real quick. Matter of fact, that'll go into hashtag because we got enough. Oh damn! Look at Megan Gotti, which is my boy Hitch and Soze's sister. Got a 5-gallon change jar. How much money do you think is in there? How much money do you think is in there?
You know, I'm thinking about what you told me with your kids at one time.
Yeah, but this is like I see a lot of brown.
Maybe 300-400.
I would say so at least. It's a 5-gallon.
Yeah,
5 gallons is pretty tall. So shouts out to her for being very economical. That's the way you got to be nowadays. I don't knock you, and I'm actually there with you. Oh, Teresa Tati Castro is getting ready for her weekend with Barefoot and Beringer Pink Moscato. It's too sweet. A little too sweet. But everybody likes Moscato.
It's like boring today. Like nobody's putting nothing interesting up.
You know what y'all should be doing is y'all should be putting the fact that you're watching the show right now. That's what you should be watching or should be doing. But I guess you don't want to be part of the $1 million drawing that we're going to do in the year 2096. Sucks for you.
We'll be here.
We'll be here. Hashtag Colin Kaepernick for getting a big old contract without doing anything.
Hashtag what the hell?
What, he got 120
something? I mean, you know what? In this day and age, if Romo can get a big contract,
everybody can get a big contract.
Everybody.
A big contract. Oh, now she's ready. She's ready. She's ready. She's ready.
I just want to let you know I'm ready.
Are you ready? She's ready.
How you gonna walk up like the Popo or something?
I walked up like Kanye, actually.
Did you go brush your teeth? Because I mean,
you
ate a lot.
You got a little bit of lettuce, right?
Not in your teeth, no,
yeah, I did. Let's get that.
And got this one right here, and then this one over here.
Hold on, I got a toothpick.
And I think there's something in your nose.
Let me make a toothpick for you. But so.
Oh wait, did you hear about the guy that walked into the Browns practice? And he walked in out of nowhere.
No.
Asking to practice, had to walk him off.
Oh.
And the reporter was talking about, I'm surprised they didn't give him a 5-year contract.
They should have. For the initiative.
Yeah.
For taking the initiative. So, if you don't know by now, we have Veronica Ronnie Dasher smoochingfrogs.com.
Whatever.
We're going to talk a little bit about some dating rules and some dating 101 because I need tips. Tag already has all the tips he needs. So he's okay. He's okay.
Well, he's got something.
He's got his own thing going.
He's got something.
He's got something. He's got something.
There's
So
a smile on my face. That means I'm doing something right.
All
there
right.
must be. There must be. You go now.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, you can't.
No, you
can't.
can't.
How can you argue that? It's like
You can't even match my smile. There you go. It's like, see, right? Like yours.
I don't know. So we have her on the show, and then coming up shortly, we also have the champ, Willie Monroe Jr. Willie and Mongoose.
Who?
The champ is here, Willie and Mongoose Monroe Jr. Who we were? You were at the fight.
I was at the fight,
You were
yeah.
at the fight, so you're gonna get to share
Did you take a
some of
date?
your thoughts.
No, I
about
didn't
it.
take a
Where'd you go
date.
with?
I was trying to get a date. That's the purpose of going to the fight. Where you
Where'd you go with?
She never asked.
So who'd you go with?
I went with my friend, Melina.
Okay.
We danced though. She didn't dance. She
Oh,
didn't dance.
you went to Lava?
We danced.
I went to Lava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We danced, so that was fun. That was cool.
Oh, yeah,
So,
danced.
we danced.
So you did kind
the
of
lambada. The lambada. They play lambada. We danced the
No,
lambada.
they didn't.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
It was dirty dancing.
I was about to start sweating, bro.
Patrick Swayze and
Hashtag you guys ain't funny.
Hashtag lava. Hashtag Boxino. Hashtag ESPN.
Hashtag how long did the dance last?
It lasted as long as the song lasted.
Hashtag did you like it?
it was cool. I mean, I'm not much of a
Did you like
dancer.
it?
Yeah, we were cool.
All right, continue.
All right, thank you. Wow, that's very nice of you. Look, you got a bigger smile now.
Yeah. That's like an instigating smile.
Yeah, he is an instigator. You know that. So so we have our show. You'll get to talk about your watching it from your perspective. We'll talk about our perspective, and then we'll have the man tell us his perspective.
All right.
So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. Real quick, we're gonna go into, I guess, right into it. Let's do it.
All right, so, I want to talk about dating rules because recently some conversation was sparked between me and my friends, and we were at a stalemate on what it means to date these days. So,
That's a good question. What do you think?
well, no,
it
I want
is
to
to
start
date.
out with you guys.
You want to start with me? Ty, go ahead. Take that away.
Yeah. Oh,
I have no issues dating. Go ahead.
what does it mean to date? That's the question.
All right. My thing with dating is I think dating doesn't have to involve going to the movies. Doesn't have to involve going anywhere. But I mean, hold on. Let me back that up. When you say dating, you mean like, Veronica, would you go out on a date with me?
What does
And
the
I take you
word-
on a date?
What does the word dating mean to you?
See, I don't know. I haven't done it in so long. And it's hard to say.
I guess it would, to me, it would depend on the woman and who she is.
It's hard to say because I have friends, but I don't date per se. Right? I don't think I do. So that's hard. So you tell me, what do you think it mean? What does it mean to you? Because I obviously don't have any definition as to what it means.
All right, so I'm going to move to you, Zach. What do you think dating is?
Getting to know someone. I mean, you go and take someone out. Whether I know the person, I don't know the person, I'm going to take them out to somewhere decent, not too nice, and definitely not
Can you
freak,
grab my water for me, please?
and not definitely McDonald's.
No.
Not no McDonald's and not no
I think-
exquisite restaurant, but something in between where you don't look cheap and you're not going all out in case it never goes nowhere again. Be smart, homie. Don't spend $300 for a girl that's just gonna want to be friends afterwards.
You can bring her to Blue Bar and Grill. It's
This is
lovely.
nice. Now this is nice.
Nice place.
I would do it here.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, sit down, have a few drinks, get to know each other. That's what I call a date.
In terms of dating, I believe that it really is it's up to interpretation to the person because some people consider dating hooking up.
Yeah.
People consider dating taking someone out to a restaurant, courting them. The old.
I don't think that's what they think. I just think that's how it ends up sometimes.
But some people really consider dating like hooking up. The definitions vary from person to person.
But I mean, let me ask you a question, right? If I go out with a young lady on a date, and that date turns into me hooking up, are we now dating?
It depends on you, and it depends on what her definition.
Because I think that's, like, I have commitment issues. I have fear of commitment. Like, I can't even commit to lunch. Like, it's hard for me to commit to lunch. Like, for that, and anybody that's watched, I'm sure there's someone out there that can attest to that. So it's hard because then I almost feel like, okay, now there's an obligation there Now we meet up. Now we chill. And then if things go well, but then the next day I want to go to lunch with someone else, I almost feel like that's a bad thing. So that's just me?
It's all in how you feel about it and what you position to that other person.
Well, I'm always honest.
And that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm always honest.
Be upfront about where you are, because in talking to different people, me and all my friends have a different definition of what we consider dating.
Okay.
So I have one friend who, ironically, is married, and her thing is, unless you have a title, like you can date all you want, but unless you have a title, either one of you can screw whoever you want to screw.
So they have an open relationship.
No,
not her and her husband. Not,
she's
she's talking about her perspective.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, can I get a number? And I'm just playing.
You weren't playing.
I'm just playing.
But then, I have other friends who, as long as we set the expectation with the guy and he agrees to it, if we say we're going to be mutually dating until we figure out where we want to be and where we want to go, then we can do that. You can date and you can date other people. I mean, it really is objectionable to the...
Whatever. Is there something wrong with just winging it and let things happen on his own?
There's nothing wrong with that. And it's all...
Because I'd rather I'm the kind of person like, let's go out, let's see where it goes,
Really?
let's have a good time.
Where we going? Oh my God! He's never asked me out before.
Sit over here.
He's never asked me before. No, I think he asked me out.
I think he asked him
Oh,
out.
I gotta put the mic. He must not be coming out too loud.
Too much background.
Oh,
Keep going.
so we can still. They're both working. Okay. All right, we're good.
I'm not listening to him no more.
Well, I want to
No,
hear about this date
Why
you're
you
going to take
touching
Julio on.
What are you talking about?
He's gonna
You
take me
know
to
what?
Black and Blue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
drop you off at the Blue Oyster.
I'm gonna order the
Or Blue Bar and Grill.
yeah Blue Bar and Grill.
Yeah, I'll be like,
Not
go
Black
ahead,
and
I'll
Blue.
be right there.
No, but seriously, like I don't know, like when it almost like saying I'm gonna go out on a date with you almost puts a title over it. It almost makes it
Like there's an expectation.
bigger. It makes it bigger. Like it's I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I haven't thought about it.
I don't call it a date. I'm like, let's just go out and have a couple of drinks. Let's go out for, to
Is that a
eat or-
date?
I mean,
Is that a date?
Just
I
like
would, if a guy called me up and he says, "Hey, I want to take you out. Let's go out for a couple of drinks," I would consider that a date. Yeah.
without him calling it a date.
But I would not say that he and I are necessarily exclusively dating.
Okay.
No, I mean I wouldn't say that with
That's
nobody.
my definition.
Well, that's what he said. What if you go home
However,
and you have a
you would call it chilling with the homegirl or taking somebody out.
No, I wouldn't say that either. I'm just saying I'm interested in this person. I'm gonna go out and have see where it goes, have a good time with them. Ask him if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it don't, it don't. I'm the kind of person where I let it happen on his own. I don't set expectations. I don't like expectations.
You know what I think it has to do a lot with too? I think it depends on where you are in your life, right? Because you have some people, certain situations that are coming out of certain situations that might be a little bit more, I wouldn't say scared, right? But I would say hesitant. And then you got some people that have just been like that their whole life.
Yeah.
So that's where it's like, it's hard. But I know for me, like I have friends that'll invite me out, let's go out to get something to eat or whatever. And I just look at that like, we're just going out to eat.
Yeah.
Like if I decide to pay, it's because I was nice and wanted to pay. Just like if me and him go out and he says, yo, I got the tab. That doesn't mean we're on a date. I mean, just... So I almost feel like, dude, relax.
You used the word date
Relax.
twice already with you and I.
Relax. You know when people usually get all tense like that is when they really have something to worry about. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, I'm so concerned.
Tune in later for that one. But no, seriously, like when if you put the dating tag on it, right? Then it almost feels like, okay, now if I ask you out on a date, I'm paying for the meal. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And now it becomes, it becomes different. Like it changes everything versus, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Let's meet up at the bar. Let's go have a couple drinks.
That's different.
But that's still in her mind.
That's some random shit.
It's a date, but it's still not.
No, that's not. I wouldn't call that a date. If someone calls you up randomly, like, hey,
but it happens to be
bored.
a member of the opposite sex that likes you.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I was thinking about going over to Tapas or something, or the Blue.
Yeah.
Want to meet me out and have a couple? Yeah, sure. That's not a date because a date is predetermined,
but
right?
there's interest there. This is not just your homegirl, like somebody that you won't even think about talking to like that. You know what I'm saying? I think we all got those, but I'm talking about somebody that
But I've had
you could potentially.
I've had a few in the past.
Here's what would happen. I would talk to my friend and say, hey, I went out with this guy last night, whatever. A few weeks down the line, me and the friend are referring to what happened a couple weeks ago at the date.
Okay.
See, that's girl logic.
I think you know what all
That's
comes
girl
down to.
logic.
This is all perspective.
It is.
It's all perspective. It's how you take it, how you see it, how you receive it, and how you give it.
And how you communicate it to the other
Absolutely.
person to make sure.
Because you know what? Sometimes if you don't speak up enough and draw that line and say this is what this is, they might get a mixed signal.
Yes.
Now let me.
You could be inviting trouble too. You know?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, stalkers.
Yeah, he knows about that. As
and they pointing at you again.
as
Like,
a
what's
woman-
wrong with that?
I got stalkers.
As a woman, right? As a woman, if I say, hey, Veronica, you know what? I'm digging you. I want to take you out on a date, right? And you say, yeah, we'll go out on a date. But then during that date, I tell you, hey, we're having a great time. I'm glad, we had a great time. But then I'm going to be the honest person I am. And I say, and you're like, oh, you know what? We should do this again Friday.
Okay.
So it's good to have a comedian on the show.
It is.
Then you say, hey, you know what? I liked it. I have fun. Let's do this again on Friday. And I say, well, I have a friend that I'm going to be meeting on Friday for dinner already. I have another date. How would you take that?
Oh, then me and you are not dating.
But all we did was go on a date. Like, how can we have been dating anyway?
No, I'm saying like we're not dating.
Okay.
I understand at that point that we're not going to be exclusively dating. We're not going to have anything serious out of that.
But how? See, that's the thing, and that's where I think my thing is how can that not? Right? Let's say, dude, that's really annoying. That
I'm
is
doing pretty
really
good though. I
annoying.
bet you if I watch this later, I'll do pretty good.
But it's annoying as shit.
No, it's not annoying.
Yeah,
This is actually
no, it
good.
is.
Go ahead,
It is.
continue.
So
But-
here's my thing with that,
Yeah,
right?
go ahead.
I understand that my expectations for
I was doing
dating
good though,
are
right?
different than what other women's expectations are and what some guys' expectations for dating are. And my rules are a little bit stricter. So if I go out on a date with somebody and we hit it off, that's nice. We can see where it goes. If they say I'm interested in you, but I'm also interested in other people, that's when I come to break for.
Okay.
Because for me, if someone's interested in me and they're trying to court me, they're not going to be courting other people. And I get that not
Use the word
everybody.
court.
I used the word court. I did. And I get that not everybody goes by that set of rules and that set of standards. Some people agree with that. Some people don't agree with that. And that's why you put that out there and you figure out, like, is this for me? Because there's some guys that are willing to say, okay, I understand that. I dig that. And we can take it there and see where it goes. Where other people are going to say, shit, I have like 3 over here. Like, I'm not going to just drop everything for you.
But isn't the whole dating thing to get to have a feel, to get to know an individual?
That's the way I look at
And
it.
then if it doesn't work out, if the guy's honest. See, now, to me, it would be different if we go on 5 dates. And I'm like, oh, Veronica, I'm really feeling you.
5
I'm
dates?
really feeling this, whatever. And then I leave that date and I go to some chick's house. Like, to me, that would be disrespectful. That would be rude. But if I go on a date with you, knowing that I got another date on Friday, like, if I was to tell you that and be honest with you, and then we hit it off, and then I go on that date on Friday, and that date just goes downhill, and I'm like, you know what? Because that's the whole point of dating, getting to know each other. Because I think that's the problem with relationships nowadays. Relationships, 2 people meet,
And they try to
and
make a relationship.
they make it into a relationship, and they never get to the point where they get to know each other, they get to feel other people out. So now they're stuck, and 10 years later, they're like, what the hell are we doing?
Right.
Why am I even
Like,
with you?
You changed.
Yeah,
you
you
never knew
changed.
me to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, and I think that's the problem that I'm having a hard time wrapping my hands around is the fact that I would rather be open and honest and do that. And if things work out, great. And if they don't, be honest and say, hey, you know what? I had a good time with you, but I had a better time, or I probably won't say that in those words, but I had a better time with this girl that I went with, and who knows what's going to happen with her, but I want to still remain friends because who knows what can happen down the line.
So you like to keep your options open?
Yeah, I just told you I have a fair commitment. So options are good for me.
Yeah. And that works for you.
I don't have a
It
problem with
doesn't work for
commitment.
me.
I just got to find the right one that I can commit to.
Well, you already know his story, and you already heard some of his
I'm not
stories.
getting younger. I want to meet someone, but I'm just not in a rush. When I do find that, I think one day I'm going to be in a freaking Tops or Walmart line. I'm going to meet someone, and that's going to be it.
Go to one of the nice new tops.
Yeah, please.
I went to the new one.
Don't go to the one on Hudson. Don't
No,
go to the Walmart on
I
Hudson.
went to the new one. The new
On
one that
Thompson
just
and
opened on
Rutherford.
Ridge Road. It was actually nice. I walked in like it was Willy Wonka's factory.
The one they did in Henrietta is nice too. The one on
I haven't been
Jefferson
there.
Road. Nice.
Oh, that's old.
It's not old.
That's my Guitar Center.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's
That's
not old like the one on Lake Avenue old,
No, Lake Avenue is actually not that old either.
They moved the one that was on Jefferson Road into the plaza where Bill Gray's is.
Okay, I haven't been there.
Oh, damn.
I'm thinking of the one where Krispy Kreme was at.
Yeah.
Oh, they moved it. Okay, I didn't know
Okay,
that.
then
But I can't shop at Tops.
I have no problem shopping at. I have no trouble shopping at hashtag save a lot.
Hashtag
Save
yeah,
dollars.
Price Right.
I have no
Price
problem.
Right.
I'm hoping that Price Right comes into the old Tops on by Goodman and Main, Ridge Road, because it's right up the street, and I love Price
All
Right.
right, so now I'm gonna piggyback off of that.
Hold on, but I just have to say I'm a Wegmans person.
Me too.
However, I go to Tops because their couponing is the bomb.
Okay, I don't coupon it. So we're gonna have to get together so we can talk about.
Honestly, I just go to wherever it's closest and I just shop.
We can make a segment out of that. Couponing, because that is the rage. I'll be seeing people posting on Facebook.
I don't know how they do it. I'm still trying to figure it
And
out.
they'll be like, they'll show the receipt, and the receipt says $130.
No, and they got like $3,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah, no, paid 30 cents.
Yeah.
I'm like, the heck, how did you do that? So we'll talk about that, but I wanted to piggyback off of what he was saying, because he talked about shop right and price right and all that.
Yeah.
So you go out on a date with a guy, and he takes you to Wendy's.
Okay.
Is that a deal breaker?
Where else are we going other than Wendy's?
We might go to Wendy's, and we might go to the Dollar Movie Theater on Henrietta.
Is this a first date?
First date.
Why are you taking me to Wendy's in the Dollar Movie? Why is he taking me to Wendy's in the Dollar Movie?
Why? Because I really like you, and I really wanted to get to know you, but I'm broke because I just finished paying my mortgage, my car loan, and I finished making sure that my bills are paid, so I don't be that guy that'll take you to Black and Blue, but lives at home with his mama.
So it depends. It depends on the situation. It's situational. So for what you just said, I am the type of person that would be understanding about something like that. If they were transparent about it.
Okay.
If they were transparent and said, hey, listen, I have this going on. This pays student loans, pay my mortgage. I really want to take you out. You know, this is what my budget is. I'm flexible. Like
does the fact that they're responsible and they're doing the things that they should at a certain age, like for me, 38 years old. So at 38, you should be paying a mortgage. You should be driving a car that you're paying on or paid for. You should have savings. You should have health insurance. So does that trump the fact that we went to Wendy's?
Yes.
Okay. But see, and that's the problem. You have a lot of people that it doesn't. And I think that's why dating is so hard nowadays. Because you have guys not only dealing with the pressure of, okay, I gotta look nice. I gotta look sharp. Should I wear a baseball cap? I don't think she's gonna like it. So I'm not gonna wear it. Okay. Damn, the car I'm driving, my car's kind of dirty. I gotta go wash my car.
I made the guy wash his car.
I can't pick you
I
up.
did. I was like, you will not take me out in that. That's not a date night car. Clean it out.
I can't pick you. That's what I'm saying. So then I'm doing that, right?
Well, you know what? That's his fault.
And then I'm thinking, damn, I got to make sure that my money's right, because I'm not expecting you to pay anything. Even though, honestly, the way I look at it, and I've had women do it before, is before I even reach, I've had a woman that said, no, I got this. Because that whole double standard.
That's a turn on for me.
I'm not saying it's.
When a woman like, you know what?
I'm not saying that we're living in a day and time where a woman should fall back or should just, initiate stuff. But you know what? We're in a day and time where it no longer has to be the man asking the woman on a date.
You know how I take it when a woman pays?
Ask.
I take it as this: we doing this together. I'll take care of it now. You take care of it. It's almost like a mutual thing. Not like I'm independent and I can handle this. Don't worry about it. I got my own money. I take it as if, you know what? That's like you just took a step towards me. Because there's always a guy. I always come prepared with my money.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm always prepared to pay in full. I remember I went to a birthday party, and I paid like $300-something. No problem. Bam. I didn't expect the bill to come out that high, but it was what it was.
No.
She offered to pay, and I was like, no, I got it. But, it to me is like, when a woman decides to come out and pay, that's like her letting me know, I got you. So we're going to do this together.
For me, he would have to come out of pocket a few times before I would offer. I would absolutely pay. I have no problem with it. But I would need to make sure that he understands what his role is as a man. Because I believe in that.
Okay.
But I also believe in contributing and pulling my weight as well. So if I can see that he's at least willing to put forward and he knows what his role is.
Whoa.
He is a hard worker. I'm also willing to put.
I think if a guy doesn't pay, isn't even tempted to pay, he's gone the first time.
So is it a deal breaker then? Basically, it's a deal breaker.
First couple of dates, I would expect him to pay, and then I would offer.
Cool. All right.
That sounds
so,
fair.
like I said, with me, I'm not like if I was to go out on a date, I'd be like, oh, well, I expect you to pay. But at the same time, it's just trying to come up with looking at these rules, right? That's what we're calling this segment dating rules.
Yeah.
So is it a rule that the man pays? Is it a rule like for you? If the man doesn't go around to your side and open up the door for you, Is that a deal breaker?
That's not a deal breaker for me. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I like
I
the
do
door
that.
opening. I like if they open the door if we're going in. They absolutely should open the door if you're going in someplace. Not the car door.
I got you.
But if you're
Bronx
going into a
sale.
building.
I got you. I got you.
I shouldn't touch the doorknob.
I got you. All right. So that makes sense. I
If
could
they
dig
don't come
that.
around my car, I'm fine with that. Or if
I
they're
could
on
dig
my
that. I could dig that. So I got a feeling that there's a lot more to these dating rules, and I think we just touched on just a little. We just scratched the surface of many more conversations, and I need to know. I need this. This is like I'm doing some reconnaissance, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of all this. So
it goes both ways.
So we know we can work with each other. We can help each other out. But yeah, this is going to be fun, and I'm definitely going to look forward to doing this more often.
Absolutely.
To be able to have these conversations. But right now, I want to bring up Mr. Willie Monroe Jr.
We got some
Mr.
music
William
set up for him?
Mongoose Monroe Jr. No, we would have music, but remember, he can't play music that's not
Can we do it?
royalty
Can we do
free.
it?
You can do it, beatbox.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hell yeah, you better bring those things.
You need help with that?
You need help? Yo, carry one here and here and here. Do some Tyson thing.
It won't fit around me, I know that.
Tie your shoe, homie. When he trips.
Yeah.
Now, what I need is...
I'm just a delivery man.
Hey, he came with security and everything. Hold on.
This one's kind of heavy.
But this one,
That
I'm
was
like
kind
an
of heavy
angle.
right there.
Oh my gosh, it is
That
heavy.
was heavy.
Oh,
What
you
I
gotta
wanted to
do-
do is find something I could prop it up on.
Okay, then do it this way. And then put that one across, I guess.
You knock him down, I'll sit down.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I
There you go. The champ is here.
You see that good?
Is it bling blinging? Is it bling blinging over here?
Oh, put the hat back, guys. Holy cat.
No, I gotta take the hat off for the champ. You take the hat off for the champ.
Respect.
I mean, I'm saying he's a champ, man.
Thanks for having me, man. Thank
Dude,
you guys.
congrats.
Mr. Monroe, welcome.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats. It's funny because we look back, what, maybe 6 weeks? No, 6 weeks.
Was it 6?
So when we started talking about the original, the first one in Indiana.
Oh,
and then
that
we
was-
went to the semifinals.
Yeah.
That was back in March.
Well, I went with you on
Back
that
in
one.
February.
February.
Yeah, last day of
and
February.
then
yeah.
March, you had a fight.
April.
April?
Yep, and then we came back in May.
And then came back in May. So from the start, because we started the show right around the same time.
Right.
So we talked about it on the show. Boom. You won your first fight. It was tough. You won it. And then you came in April. That was supposed to be the tough fight. That was the one that everybody had you. I don't know if he's going to be able to go up against Kovalenko or whatever it was. And he's
Made that look
undefeated.
easy.
And they made that look easy. And then it was like, oh, snap. Now it's a championship.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we had you on before the championship.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Round of applause for this man. He makes me proud.
So
Rochester right here.
and that's the beautiful thing about it. And we'll go back and forth throughout this little interview. But that was, I mean, as soon as they brought the cameras to you, the first person you thanked was God.
Yeah.
You always do. But then you were like, this is my people's in the 505.
Yeah, my Rochester
New
family,
York.
yeah.
And I don't know, I don't know how it is when you're there.
Right.
But do you hear the chants?
Yeah, I can hit a 585
You can hit a 585, 'cause they got
When you're
some
fighting,
loud.
when you're fighting,
Easy work, yeah.
Do you try to contain yourself, or does it make you go more? Because sometimes it gets you too hype, and you don't want to get too hype.
A little bit of both, because you know they're out there screaming for you and they're ready for you to do something. So I'll do something real pretty or really nice for them to see when that's going on, and then I'll go back to being willing.
That was a serious fight. He really brought it to you, man.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
brought it to you. He was no slouch.
No, he came to fight.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
There was one shot where he got
There was
you.
one shot. I
He
was
got
like,
you.
You talking
ooh.
about when I stumbled back?
Yeah, I was like,
That punch didn't even land.
But then you came back. So it was just a stumble?
It was well. What happened is when they went back and showed the replay, I didn't even get hit with the shot. When you have a left-handed fighter and a right-handed fighter, both of their front feet are right there together.
Okay.
So the key is whoever stays ahead of whoever keeps their foot on the outside stays ahead of the game. Okay. He understood that, so he kept bringing his foot on the out. And if you watch the fight, you'll hear Teddy Atlas saying, "Oh, he's stepping on Monroe's foot." A lot of guys that do that when you're moving and you're southpaw, they'll try to stay on the outside or they'll step on that foot. And when when I went to block the shot, the right hand, I blocked it, and he was on my foot. So when I stepped back and I got my foot, I stumbled. But I thought it made it exciting. They were like, "Oh, he hurt Monroe with a shot." Like,
no, he didn't.
Nah, that wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't. And then Teddy Atlas did the, the slow mo replay and showed the foot mix up, and the punch didn't even land. Like when he shot the right hand, I caught it right over here.
It is deceiving when you're watching on TV because just like when we were at the Mayweather Cotto fight, we seen a bigger, different fight than the people at home see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was a perfect example because whoever was commentating that day, he even said, I know the people at home are probably watching a different fight, but over here it's much more different.
Yeah.
Cotto is not really doing what you people think he's doing.
Yeah.
Because over there, we were all cheering. We thought Cotto was getting in.
Oh, yeah.
But at home, people were seeing something different.
Yeah, you can see how Floyd was, picking the shots
Yeah.
off. Which
yeah.
I got to give props to Floyd for being able to take punches from Cotto because I was in camp with Cotto and we had on, in training we wear the headgears and the bigger gloves, and for Floyd to be in there with somebody who punches as hard as Cotto with 10-ounce gloves, no headgear. Yeah, he's a bad man to take some punishment from Cotto, man.
I know you told me he hit you with a shot that had you.
Man, listen, Cotto caught me on the hip with a left hook. Man, I couldn't walk, I couldn't sneeze, I couldn't cough, I couldn't do anything, man.
But that's respect, though. But that's respect too, because
That's
you couldn't
crazy.
walk, you couldn't sneeze.
Right.
I probably would have died on the spot.
You,
Yeah, bury me.
he would have just did a flash punch and I would have fell.
I know Veronica was there. Ran into her over there. What was
You
your
were at the
thoughts?
fight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
we
there.
were.
Okay, awesome. How come you didn't come up and get like a picture or something with me?
You know what? My friend got a picture with you outside of the bar.
Was that
one
the really
said-
tall
yes,
girl?
The one that said
Okay.
she made you feel like a midget.
Oh yeah. She came was like, "Is she in a picture?"
Yeah, she was
I was
tall.
like, "Oh man, like, she's like 6'1". I'm
She's
like
6'2".
6'.
Oh,
man.
Amazon women over here.
Yeah.
I'll climb her.
So I was there.
Okay.
It does look different in person
Yeah,
than what
yeah,
it
that-
looks like, on TV. Because
Don't use my
even
jokes.
though I don't watch boxing necessarily, I've seen a couple of fights at home. I was able to really understand and pick up on what was happening in the ring
Right.
and recognize the strategy. And you're a really strategic fighter.
Thank you.
That is one thing that you are, because I
Yeah.
kept saying to myself, why does he allow himself to get against the ropes? Well, the other fighter was putting all his power into trying to hit you. So by the time the end of the fight came, you were dodging and you were able to get out of the ropes. You were able to get some
Exactly.
hits
I'm
off
glad
on
you
him.
picked that up.
She picked that up?
Yeah.
For someone that's...
Well, because what happened is I stayed off the ropes the first the first 6 rounds, and then it's not what you do, it's how you do it and when you decide to do it.
Yes.
And they were saying that Monroe doesn't want to be in the kitchen. He doesn't want to bang. I like banging. I was taught how to bang, but I was also taught that you need your faculties facilitated right when you leave this sport. So in the game of boxing, it's a hit, not get hit. My grandfather raised me to be that way from when I was 6 years old. So I decided to give them some excitement in the 7th and 8th round and play the ropes a little bit. But by that time, I had already put him in a box. He was tired. His punches didn't have as much steam on them. I wouldn't have went to the ropes with him in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Steam is there.
But after I, took a little bit of air out of his tires and put him in a box, and then when I was on the ropes, I would beat him up, get him off me, and then go back to the ropes. I'm like, come on, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Because I wanted him to understand that no matter where we are in this ring, I'll always have one up on you. You feel what I'm saying? And
He's playing checkers, you play chess.
Exactly. And my grandfather taught me how to put a man in a box.
You know who used to do
mentally.
that to get hit on purpose? Trinidad. His father used to make him go in there and say, "Let him hit you with his
Trinidad,
best."
man, listen. And I'm
His
about to
father
meet
used to be
him.
like, "Let him."
About to meet him?
Yeah, I'm at the Hall of Fame.
He's going. He's
tomorrow.
going.
Yeah.
I was telling him we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go.
Yeah,
Tickets sold out.
Him and
So for those
Oscar.
who don't know, the Boxing Hall of Fame is also the same weekend as the Cotto fight, and it's in, is it Verona or Syracuse?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow though. It's tomorrow
Tomorrow's
because we're supposed to drive out tomorrow and stay the night and then go Saturday.
It actually
So-
started today.
It's starting today.
Thursday, Friday. At
De La Hoya, no, go ahead.
De La Hoya and
Felix Trinidad.
Yeah, Felix Trinidad. I saw pictures on the Instagram page for the Hall of Fame. They're there already.
They're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, both of them together.
And then tomorrow night at the Railroad Party House, they have a tribute
Yeah, they
to
have a
Puerto
tribute.
Rican fighters.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
what we try to get into.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
the
that's
lady was
what-
telling me you got to call back like in October. I called in like April.
Oh, we called like after we got back from this fight.
Good. And no, she's like, you got to call back in October.
when you're inducting fighters the caliber of Felix Trinidad,
People
Oscar
flew in
De La
from
Hoya,
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man. It's hot up there now. My assistant coach is up there right now.
Oh, cool.
And he's like, it's hot up there. It's a lot of people. So I'll get to meet them tomorrow. And I think I'm supposed to do a live interview with De La Hoya. So that'd be fun.
Awesome.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
I don't want to spend too much time on it, but what do you think about everybody jumping over De La Hoya's ship? Richard Schaefer left.
Oh yeah, you heard about that?
Mayweather left. Mayweather said that's it, no more.
Well, a whole bunch. The latest one is that a bunch of executives are ready to leave or have left already.
Richard Schaefer is.
He is Golden Boy.
He is.
But since he left and Mayweather left, now the latest news is that a bunch of executives have left also.
Oh yeah, it's going to trickle down. I mean,
Well, because they have what people don't realize is they have the networks. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Canelo didn't leave because he's like the biggest, draw at Golden Boy. Mm-hmm. But Floyd was never with Golden Boy. Floyd Mayweather Promotions, but he would always fight Golden Boy fighters because he said, I don't per se like De La Hoya, but we do good numbers together. We do big numbers together.
Better than him and Bob Arum.
Yeah, because Bob Arum had both of them at the same time, and neither one of them liked their relationship with Bob Arum, which is another reason why the Pacquiao fight didn't happen. You know, a lot of people don't understand. They're like, "Oh, Floyd's scared." It's like, nah, it's intelligence.
It's business. It's business too.
But with this whole thing with the Golden Boy,
you think Schaefer's going to start his own promotion?
I mean, like,
it looks like it is.
You know what?
It looks like a Jerry Maguire type of thing.
Man, listen, they're opening up so many. Put it like this: I'm cool with it because now a fighter like me coming up, it's no more like boxing. For a while, these last maybe 5-6 years has been the sport of the have and have-nots. So now that everything is sort of smoothing it out across the board, more fighters will be able to make more money. They may not be able to make the $250 million that Floyd's making, but they can get into the hundreds of thousands easier. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
you think Golden Boy will survive through this?
I think Golden Boy survives through this because with the casual fans and the fans' views.
Stage left for a second.
The fans recognize Golden Boy as De La Hoya.
Yeah.
They don't understand. Maybe I shouldn't put this out there. Like,
go ahead. Hey, this is real talk. This is real talk.
But the fans and the boxing fans and the boxing public, they recognize Golden Boy as De La Hoya, which it is. But us that know the business world, we know that Richard Schaefer has the upper hand on the business side. Mm-hmm. So with the popularity of Golden Boy fighters and the popularity of who De La Hoya is, I think he'll still be able to survive. Will he be able to do what he's been doing without Richard Schaefer? That's yet to be seen.
Let me piggyback off of what you just said. And I don't know this answer, and maybe you don't either. Right. But if anybody knows it, because you're more involved in the business side of it. Is there another person that De La Hoya can go to business-wise that he can bring in, a Schaefer-like type of person that can come in and pick off and carry on De La Hoya, Golden Boy? Because let me tell you right now, this is the biggest news in boxing. In years, because everyone looked at Golden Boy as the forefront. Because Bob Arum, he's a cough away from dying. Yeah. Don King has been dead. Okay. Now there's only one promotion now that can lead the way because De La Hoya is still young.
Right.
He can go a long way, but now when you got your main man that your name made it, but you got this businessman that he was a banker from what I understand.
A Swiss banker.
Yeah, a Swiss banker. He come in, he made it this big, right. And now he took off. I mean, where are you at right now? What can you do? Is there someone that can fill that void?
I'd like to think, just because over the years of how intelligent De La Hoya has played his role as a fighter and a businessman, I like to think that even before Richard Schaefer left, De La Hoya had business plans and stuff waiting in the wings just in case, because that's what you do.
Because I heard this news about 3 or 4 weeks ago that they started having disputes.
Well, they've been having disputes for a while.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But if you look back at it, you'll see that I thought something was getting ready to happen crazy or something started looking real funny when the ESPN put out the news that De La Hoya was willing to work with Bob Arum to try to make a fight between Canelo and Pacquiao. When that happened, I said, something's real fishy right now.
Because they bump heads.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The one thing that made them, I think, in my opinion, that made them really, really big rebels or rivals is when I read this thing. Pacquiao entertained De La Hoya to come over to Golden Boy, and he brought him over, lavished him.
It was the opposite. De La Hoya lavished Pacquiao.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. He brought Pacquiao in,
spent I don't know how much money just to make him feel comfortable,
$250,000,
and still took off and went to Bob Arum. And this guy's left with nothing.
It's business, though.
Yeah, yeah.
It's business, and that's the thing. That's the thing about boxing, man. It's big business.
People don't realize the business behind fighting. You know, boxing is 10% fighting, 90% business.
Just like hip hop.
Just like music.
Just like
music is like that.
Just
Music
like the music world.
Yeah, yeah.
Any sport.
Any sport, really, or any entertainment.
Like, you know, and I honestly think, like, people ask me, well, what do you think makes Mayweather so hungry? He's made millions of dollars. I think Mayweather's still hungry for that, to keep that superstardom. But another thing that makes Floyd stay in the gym and train the way he does is the business. That's his only, being in the gym and fighting is him and his element and his only time away from business. So that's where he gets to have the most fun. Just like performers like Usher, if he goes on tour, Beyonce,
that's their fun time.
They're like, when I go on tour and when I'm able to like interact with the fans, that's my time where I can be me. Gotcha. Because 90% of the time is our business. It's not fun. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Why this person didn't do this?
Exactly.
Who I gotta pay now?
It's a drag. You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
Being able to get in the gym and train and fight is your own little world away from boxing. So you start away from the business. So you start to yearn for that more. You start to look forward to being in the gym more. So I think that's what keeps you keeps him hungry. It's a good thing too.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that the next fight he's trying to do is at Wembley, right?
Yeah, because they're talking about fighting Amir Khan.
Yeah, in Wembley.
I honestly think the only person that can give Floyd problems is Amir Khan.
You think so? I don't think he really showed in that last fight.
Because of his style, he's fast. He's not as quick as Floyd, but he's very fast. And he throws punches in bunches. And Floyd has a great defense, but he could get subliminal points and win rounds just off as many punches as he'll throw.
And especially if you're out of Vegas.
And after that Maidana fight, we saw that Floyd is susceptible to.
Do you want to see Floyd lose?
I don't want to see Floyd lose. Floyd's one of my favorite fighters, but I'm a realist. I'm a fighter too. My heart is with these fighters.
I want to see him laying out, like Pac-Man did. I want to see him laying out.
The reason why I don't want to see Floyd lose and I want to see Floyd on top is just because, I mean, like you guys know, we're a minority. You feel what I'm saying? So where we've come from as blacks and Hispanics, you know what I mean? I like to see us be able to excel, you feel what I'm saying? Constantly excel, especially in this world where we're not given a lot, you feel what I'm saying? And then Floyd comes from, same background I come from. He come from the bottom, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he didn't come, I mean, even though his dad was a professional fighter and his uncle, like my great uncle and my dad were professional fighters, and they made some money, but we didn't, like, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it got to the point where Floyd's pops grabbed him one day because he had a drug debt.
Exactly.
And homeboy
shot him in the
out
leg.
to shoot, and he grabbed Floyd and was like,
"Oh yeah, use him as a shield."
Floyd Jr.
as a shield.
As a shield, and he got shot in the leg instead.
Yeah, got shot in the leg.
But you know
what I'm saying? So that's the reality of it. And that's when you say the bottom. That's it. That's it right there. That's why when people say, "Oh, Floyd is a big mouth," Floyd, yeah, he might do things differently than I would if I had that kind of money, but you can't knock the man for doing what he did because he earned every single penny.
And not only that, like you look at Floyd's attitude, and what people don't realize is that's not Floyd's authentic
Actually, he put me onto that. You're right about what you're going to say.
I met Floyd. Floyd is 100, is like a total 180 degree when you see him in person.
The cameras are on.
He's quiet. He's a little more reserved. He's quiet. He's soft-spoken, but Floyd, you got to think about it. When Floyd came out of the Olympics in 1996, he was a defensive fighter. Nobody was giving him any props. They weren't giving him, Bob Arum wasn't helping him get the fights that he needed to become a superstar.
I remember he would complain about every fight after that. Why isn't nobody looking at me, undefeated?
How many Olympians became a world champion a year and a half after being a professional fighter? And then went undefeated and gained titles after titles after titles, and then still had no respect. And he did that for 10 years.
He was pissed off for a while.
You got to remember, Floyd didn't become the cash cow till like 2006, 2007.
It's true.
That man was a 1996 Olympian, so for 10 years he was a professional fighter.
During the Trinidad, De La Hoya, all these years while everybody else...
And he was beating everybody.
Mr. X-Man, Executioner, what's his name?
Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones.
Yeah, all those names overshadowing him. I remember he used to be mad at every interview. Why is nobody looking at me?
And Floyd, Floyd was, when Floyd first came out, he was, real humble. I want to get my dad out of jail. I want to do this for my family. I want to fight the best there is to fight. And everybody just like, yeah, whatever. And then Floyd got fed up. It was just as soon as he started saying F this, F that, then everybody started listening.
Because that's
you
what
feel what I'm saying?
do.
Because and then people, it kills me because controversy sells, and people are like
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll sit there and downplay Floyd Mayweather, but then they'll go watch Jersey Shore. I'm like, Floyd Mayweather's a walking reality show.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And I think that's what it is he's selling himself. He's in a business that's about show. So when you turn those cameras on, you're going to see a Mayweather that might not be the regular Mayweather, but he's putting on a show, and people love to hate the bad guy.
Exactly. And Floyd said it when he fought De La Hoya. He said, I chose to be the bad guy. Can't be two good guys. I chose to be the bad guy.
Yep, exactly.
Do you want to see him and Pac-Man?
Would I like to see the fight? I would like to see the excitement of.
Do you think? Okay, let me rephrase that.
But
question.
the fight won't be exciting.
Do you?
At all.
No, I agree with you. But do you think there will be an asterisk after his name after he retires if he does not fight Pac-Man?
No, because I mean he's beat everybody out. You got to think about it. You got to think. I'm gonna break it down to you real nice, real simple. If you had the baddest chick on the block, right?
I got it right here.
Okay. Say you got the baddest chick on the block, right?
You see, I'm trying to be nice to you.
And you let her
put the gloves on.
You took that picture of me
Don't
and
let
that
these
shrimp
two. Don't let
taco.
these two go.
See how she is?
Carry on, just forget about him.
I try to be nice.
And
was
say you
deep in that
let
shrimp
her
Can you
go.
let the champ talk?
Oh man, she sent you bald again.
She let my Yankee thing hit the ground.
It's white. I'll pick it up.
And you let her go.
Yep.
Just like I did right now. We done.
So, but then once you let her go, her game step up. She become 10 times better. Then somebody else got her. You gonna want her back. So you start throwing all your little chicks at her, like, nah, my chick better than her. Nah, I had her, like, or you start throwing all your chicks at her, trying to downplay her. That's what Bob Arum did with Floyd. Once he let Floyd go, and Floyd got with Al Heyman, skyrocketed. Now, who were the 3 fighters that they said Floyd was most scared of? They said he was most scared of Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao, and Antonio Margarito. Who promoted all 3 of those fighters?
Bob Arum.
Bob Arum.
Bob Arum, all 3.
Who has control of the media to put those things out?
Yeah.
Bob Arum. So you got to realize your casual fans only go off what they hear on TV,
what they read,
or what they read in the paper. You feel them? Exactly.
What other people that don't know nothing.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I want to see the fight.
And no, I would like to see the fight too, so everybody can
I personally know what's going to happen, but it's
Look,
just
I think
as a fan, we need to see that.
I think
we
that's
deserve that.
But you know what? Every era has that fight that everybody wanted to see that never happened. You know, like
What was the last one then?
I mean, you didn't get to see Sugar Ray. You never got to say Sugar Ray Leonard or Marvin Hagler fight. What's Julian Jackson, the kid from the Bahamas? He was like the biggest puncher at middleweight.
I'm sorry, in my opinion, before Mayweather, the biggest draw was Tyson. Tyson fought everybody.
No, but Sugar Ray Leonard was before Tyson.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna go back one generation. We'll go Tyson. Before that, Sugar Ray. Yeah, he.
Okay.
And I think Mayweather is for everybody, but Pacquiao.
Not in my opinion.
But it's not because he hasn't wanted to fight Pacquiao. It's because the politics behind it.
Oh yeah, and I respect that, and I agree with you.
Because out of those 3
But they better
fighters
make it happen.
He mentioned 3 fighters: Margarito, Pacquiao, and Cotto. How did the Cotto Mayweather fight get done?
Cotto left.
Cotto left.
Yeah.
Why would if Pacquiao won? And that's the thing that pisses me off. Is why
I don't know why
Pacquiao
he
didn't
stuck
want
to
the
Arum.
fight so
And he
bad?
just re-signed
Why
with
didn't
him.
He just leave.
He just re-signed with him.
Yeah.
Cotto did it.
Cotto
I don't get
Did
it.
Now Cotto's back
But
with
that's-
Bob Arum.
and then people say Pacquiao's scared. I mean, Mayweather's scared. No, I think if anybody's scared,
It's back here.
Pacquiao's scared.
Personally, I don't care. I just want to see the fight.
And Pacquiao gotta stop using steroids.
Floyd offered.
I said it. Hashtag. I said it. I said it. I don't care.
I'll keep my mouth shut because I'm just now rising, so I don't want no.
You good.
Oh, steroids,
We'll talk after this is over.
But
Go ahead. What are you about to say?
Well, no, I was about to change the subject a little bit. So if you guys,
Before you change it, I got one last question. Mayweather, he retires undefeated. You know who he's compared to, right?
I mean, he's compared to all the greats. He's compared to.
There's only one great in my book he's compared to that retired undefeated.
Oh, no, not who this is. I thought you was
Rocky Marciano.
Well, he's the only way you could.
Rocky Marciano.
The only thing.
Rocky Marciano.
The only reason why
I never see Rocky Marciano fight.
The only reason why people do that with Rocky Marciano is because he was heavyweight. So in order to like really
Undefeated though.
Retire undefeated.
But Joe Calzaghe retired undefeated. Nobody compared him to.
How many fights did he have, and who did he fight?
He was 46-0. He fought everybody. Joe Calzaghe beat my man Roy Jones. Joe Calzaghe, he's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame too.
When did he fight Roy Jones then? When?
He fought him at the end. He fought him at. It was at.
That's what I'm saying.
But it was at the end of both of their careers. There was,
that was just a show.
No, and that's another smart business move because if you know a fighter, if I know, say me and Julio are gonna fight, and I know right now,
which I'm not.
I got money on Monroe. Team Monroe. Hashtag Team Monroe. I got love my boy, but I'm gonna help him throw some water on him.
And we know that at any given time we could fight each other and we'll both make $10 million. Our stock will never go below $10 million. Why exhaust that opportunity right now?
Yeah.
Let's go out and fight, make $2 million here, $8 million there, $7 million there, and then when we get to the end of our career, you know what? Let's do this and make this.
And then I can afford to take Veronica out on a date, and I have to go to Wendy's.
She likes the Pillsbury Doughboy, homie. She likes the Pillsbury Doughboy, homie.
I want to ask you not a personal question, but kind of personal. What meant more to you, winning the Boxino tournament or winning your first fight? When you stood up there, they announced your name, the winner, Willie Monroe Jr. What moment were you proud of? What made you feel that? How is that? Can you explain that?
It was pure ecstasy, but the only thing I could think about was my grandfather. You know what? I felt my grandfather's presence before every fight, and I felt his presence the strongest in the finals. Because when we were waiting in our dressing room, then we got ready to come out to the tunnel before we got ready to do the ring walk. And Brandon Adams' music dropped, and he was doing his ring walk. I was just walking, pacing back and forth. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop moving. And my strength and conditioning coach came over. So I'm getting chills talking about it right now. He said, "You feel that? I feel it too. Your grandfather in the building. I can feel it." He said, "I feel a crazy presence."
It's not every day you come home and one fight with 3 belts.
And I said, "Yo," I was like, "My grandfather's in here."
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
The other 2 are at home. I left the other 2 babies at home. It's 5 of them. But the thing that got me was just feeling my grandfather's presence and knowing that, it was more confirmation to me that God is real. You guys know I believe in God. You guys know. And it was more confirmation to me that God is real. And maybe my grandfather, as much as I miss him and I don't want to believe this, maybe the reality is he could do more for me on the other side rather than being on this side and being sick. And if you guys look at every fight, when they say my name, I'll come do my little bow, and then I'll look clean up in the sky and start talking to my grandfather. And I just, that night I just felt like it's my time. I've arrived as a fighter. I've arrived as a champion. I know who I am. I have my identity as a fighter. It's going to be a full onslaught of the Mongoose tonight, and you guys are going to have an action-packed fight. And that's what happened.
It was, man. I got to say this, man. I know I'm proud of you. I haven't known you that long.
5'5".
I'm proud of you, and I know damn well your grandfather's looking down.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
I know that for a fact.
I just got through Instagram and a tribute to him on my phone because somebody from Instagram hit me up and was like, "Well, why do you wear the Cuban flag on your shorts?" And I said, "Well, my grandfather's." Yeah, I said, my grandfather's.
That's a little history right there,
my grandfather's Afro-Cuban, and I was taught that style. That style of boxing. And the American style, obviously I'm American, and I said those are the 2 styles that are entrenched in me and that make me the complete fighter I am. And that right there is just me saying my grandfather's in the ring with me.
As you showing that respect.
One last question, real quick answer, and then we're going to move on to your thoughts on the Cotto fight.
Okay, awesome.
What's next for Willie Monroe? That's it.
The sky's the limit, man. I'm blessed.
Marriage,
Yeah.
You got a little thing coming up next month, but besides that,
I'll be married next month. But
congrats.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm in a great position, and like I said, it's more of being thankful to God because, like I said, 2011, you couldn't have told me that I would be here doing this. You couldn't have told me that I would be a world champion by 3 years later after what happened to me. But
I know you're referring to that loss.
The loss,
and then the loss.
Everybody just walked away from it.
But you know what, though? they did you a favor.
Exactly.
They did you a favor.
And like I said, at the fight, I walk by faith and not by sight. And I think because I was obedient to what God wanted me to do, and I stayed on the path, even when I didn't see an opportunity. I stayed in the gym, I stayed praying, I stayed sacrificing. I think all those sacrifices are about to unfold, and I think God is going to bless me tremendously. And I've been blessed with so many opportunities. Like I have 2 weight class options. I have, both of these titles in both weight classes are in position for me to have big fights. So it's because the NABA is the little brother to the WBA. You see that? Yep. And then the NABO is the little brother to the WBO. So I'm in a great. And then another fighter, Peter Quillen, Kid Chocolate, who's part Cuban himself. He had a lot of good things to say about me. So I mean, like my name is circulating in the boxing world again, and I'm becoming one of those fighters that people who already know. They're keeping their eyes on me, and the people that are just not finding out about me are really interested in knowing what I can do as a fighter.
They're going to learn today.
Oh, they're going to learn today. Yeah, it's going to be.
And real quick, you talked about Instagram a second ago.
Right.
I love the fact that the other day I'm chilling, I'm going through Instagram. I follow Roy.
Right.
And Roy post, follow my boy Willie Monroe Jr.
Right.
And I was like I almost got like a little chill, like, oh, wait a minute. Now Roy
that's the real Roy.
I know it's the real Roy. I know you can tell that's the real Roy.
Right.
So I'm like, and that's why I shouted you out. And I know you commented back and everything, and I love that, man. That's respect.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's not respect that you got to pay for.
Right.
That's not respect that you got to earn because you were with them and you just said the right things and you really made a good impression. No, it's because he acknowledges your skill.
Thank you.
And that's what's
and that's not the only celebrity noticing. Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez
tweeted something. So, and that's what the beautiful thing about it is, man. I think for you, honestly, you'll go as far as you want to go.
Exactly.
I think honestly, it's when what you decide to do, what your camp, what your family, your beautiful family decides to do.
Thank you.
I think that's gonna make it where Willie Monroe. So I think, kind of in a nutshell, to answer his question for you is, I think for you the opportunities
it's endless. It all depends on what I choose, and me, I'm actually more excited to see where I actually can go, because it's like little old Willie Monroe Jr. from Rochester that used to run the blocks. I still, like, people were like honking their horns and waving at me. I still go back into my neighborhood and run those same streets I jogged when I was little. I still go back and Genesee, Bronson, Sammy McCree way. It was Bronson when I was younger. I still run those same streets, so to be, little old 165-pound Willie Monroe from Rochester, New York is making a big impression. And I think my initial goal, on top of everything of being a fighter, is to hopefully bring some attention and some type of positive energy to the talent in my city. Because and I tell because I had a music career at one time, and I've traveled the country doing music, I've traveled the world doing boxing, and I've seen some of the most talented athletes, performers, dancers, singers, rappers right here in my city. I've been to Cali, I've been to Florida, I've been all over, and I just be sitting there looking like, man, I know a rapper in my city that'll tear all 50 of y'all up. You feel what I'm saying?
You should do the national anthem at your own fight one day.
When I fought on Showtime, funny story, when I fought on Showtime, my 6th professional fight, they asked me to do that, and I ended up catching the flu about 4 days before the fight, and I said, nah, I'm not singing. It's already going to be hard to fight with the flu. I'm not going to sing.
That'd be classic.
My favorite highlights from the fight was seeing you rock the MOG gear.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up with David Williams. We went to elementary.
Yeah, that's my boy.
You grew up around the corner, and I'm like, he is really repping Rochester now. And I saw David and his wife there at the fight.
Yeah,
my highlight is when you gave your son to your opponent.
Oh, yeah.
That was classic.
Me and Amanda graduated together.
Huh?
Me and Amanda graduated together
from
school.
Really?
Yeah, we were both vocal majors. We had almost every class together. But yeah, that was a lot of people were talking about me handing my son off, and the reason why I did that is because number one, Brandon Adams is we actually became friends through the tournament, and I have a high level of respect for him, and he told me that his son is on the way, and his son's due date is the 8th of June. And my son was born the 7th of June. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. If his son's born on the same day as my son.
That was classy, man. I would say, you man, now I was watching, I'm like, did he just get his son to his... I'm like, no, what up?
Well, I did it because I wanted to explain to him what Miguel Cotto had explained to me. when I brought my son down to Florida when I was with Miguel Cotto, I flew my fiance and my son down for about 5 days. And Miguel Cotto is a very militant type guy. He's very, he's nice,
reserved,
but he's very reserved. Yeah. He's very quiet. He's very focused. And when I brought my son in, I saw a totally different side of him. He lightened up. He started talking, started asking questions, and then he pulled me aside and he said, "Do not let this boxing world take you away from your family. Do not let what's going on in the boxing world stop you from, because your kids, they grow so fast." He said, "Try to spend as much time with them." And here I am. My son's about to be 2 in a couple days, and I can't believe it. So the advice that Miguel Cotto gave me is the same advice that I gave to Brandon Adams. Look, your son is coming in the world. Spend as much time with your son as possible. Be an awesome father, because good fathers are rare these days. And on top of that, I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't have these titles, if you don't have a boxing record, your kids are going to look up and say, "My daddy was the best." So, and I just explained that to him, and that's why I handed my son to him, and it's just like, you might as well get used to holding the baby, because he's not, I don't know if he's going to be as heavy as my son, but
he'll be there pretty soon.
So on that note, who are you going for the fight?
Yes.
Who am I going for the fight?
Cotto Martinez.
Miguel Cotto.
Miguel Cotto.
And I got to go with Miguel Cotto because, like I said, I don't want to sound biased, because he is, he's a good friend of mine, and I was in training camp with him, and I've talked to him since, and he's a very nice person. But I just think with the circumstances being what it is, the energy being what it is, I just think Cotto can't lose. It's the weekend of the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah.
You have one of the biggest Puerto Rican fighters being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
This is the 9th or 10th time he's going there. Sold out. The 9th, right?
And it's Madison Square Garden. This nobody. Muhammad Ali didn't do the numbers that Miguel Cotto has done. Yeah. That says a lot about Miguel Cotto. And on top of that, it's more like redemption, because after the Trout fight, he came back and beat Delvin Rodriguez, which a lot of people thought he should beat Delvin Rodriguez. This is Miguel Cotto. And he's under new tutelage, which honestly, I don't want to, no offense, Freddie Roach, but I liked Pedro Diaz and those guys really well. I thought they were a perfect match for Cotto.
The Cuban coach?
Yeah,
he was
I think they were a perfect match for Cotto. But sometimes it's not about who's a perfect match. Sometimes you just need a refreshment.
He just compared his relationship with Freddie Roach to Jordan and Pippen.
Oh, seriously?
He did it today in the news.
I didn't hear that part.
Not only that, but Roach said that he's never had a fighter fighting for him that has a work ethic and fights as hard as Miguel Cotto.
Cotto trains,
which with Pacquiao there and a lot of the boxes that he's having.
And Pacquiao is divided now.
Just that energy right there is enough to put a fighter in a mind state to where I can't lose.
Do you think if a rematch with him and Mayweather will happen, you think it'll be a different outcome?
That's up in the air, because Cotto looks like he's getting better. And Floyd does look like his legs are starting to slow down, which is the point I was going to allude to, talking about Martinez. Martinez's game has always been his legs. Not only is his legs slowing down because he's a little older, he has injuries in both of his knees.
Yeah, he wanted to wear a knee brace, and they told him no.
Yeah, because they consider it a performance enhancement. I don't think so, but
they let him. They settled for something not as visible, or something not as huge. But they settled for something. Yeah.
And if his legs go out on him,
like Yuri Foreman
did with Cotto, and Cotto's already going to be chopping his body down, it's going to be a hard night, man. And with some 10-ounce gloves on,
you might as well just take a knee.
And
take a knee, man.
Take a knee.
I'll give him mine.
But I'm pulling for Cotto. Cotto's like, I had a really good connection when I was with Cotto, just like I do with every other camp. When I was with Trout, that was probably the best camp I've been part of.
I know, and I followed the Instagram, and I seen how much love Trout gave you.
Yeah.
I see you went out there, you did your thing with him for a minute.
And Trout and Cotto were the ones that treated me the best in camp. Like, they paid me the most, and they we were in great surroundings. Like, Cotto put me in some small condo on the beachfront. Like, when I was training with him in Orlando, and I was with Pedro Diaz and those guys, and they were all helping me with my Spanish. My Spanish is getting better. And when I was with Austin Trout, we were up in the mountains of Ruidoso, New Mexico. We were in this huge condo, and we were up in the mountains, and we went out to karaoke. And these Cotto and Trout weren't divas. Because a lot of fighters will pull you into their camps and they'll use you for sparring, and that's when you'll see him, and you won't see him any other time.
They'll treat you like a side chick.
Yeah.
Like Cotto brought me to his house. I ate. They put me on Showtime with him. I was at his house eating with his family. The same thing with Austin Trout. So those two camps were the best camps I've been a part of. So I have respect for both of those fighters and their families. Not to mention I'm in the same weight class. So,
so who knows?
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Did you have a question? So
I was just gonna say one of my favorite parts was the fact that you guys bump gloves. I'm gonna grill it up for you. Sportsmanship. I like that. You know what? They're punching each other in the face 1 minute, and then the next minute they're bumping gloves.
But that's the profession.
That's sportsmanship right there.
Business. A lot of people don't do that.
They don't.
But real professionals, they do.
Yeah.
You'll be most successful in a business like this when you don't take it personal. You feel what I'm saying? And on top of that, I think to allude to what we were talking about earlier with Floyd Mayweather's attitude, I think with the economic standpoint the country was in when Floyd became the cash cow, Floyd had the perfect attitude for America at that time. Because you got to remember, between around 2006 on up to about 2010, 2009, we're in our deepest part of our recession.
Yeah.
So we needed that Floyd Mayweather grit. I don't give a care. I'm gonna be on top regardless type attitude. Yeah. But now that America is sort of coming around and we've come out of the recession, there's more jobs. America has a bigger smile now. I think something like boxing.
Obama, even though nobody wants to admit it, but go
right?
ahead.
I think.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
I think.
You don't have feelings, you said.
I think at this, with our economic standpoint and where the country is as a whole right now, I think we need that happy athlete, that happy superstar, that happy singer, that happy rapper. You feel what I'm saying? That's why Pharrell's song "Happy." You got to think, because that's where the current standpoint of the country stands right now. We're happy now. We're coming back around. So we don't need the gritty. That's why it's so hard for people like your Adrian Broners and guys that are trying to.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work over.
Guys that are trying to follow that Floyd Mayweather, because America's come out of that. We don't need that attitude no more. That attitude got us out of the hole we were in. Now we're happy. So now when you come with that attitude,
wow, that's so true.
That's more like that's a thing of the past.
We're done with that. It's been like 10 years of doing that, man, and we're done.
And if you get pissed off when you hear the song "Happy," you need therapy.
Yeah. You need therapy. You need a hug. You need a hug.
I'm in the car with my kids are in the back.
People be like, if I hear that song one more time,
I'm not gonna lie. I hear that song, I'm like,
you need to get therapy. You're miserable.
Yes.
I was just talking about that at the barbershop today. Talking about that same exact thing. So, yes.
If you hate the song "Happy," I'm gonna make that your ringback song. So every time you call me, you're gonna hear that play.
But for real, we got to kind of wrap it up. Any last words on our show?
Yo, thank you guys for having me, man. This is awesome. I love.
the champ is here. Come up here, little man. Bring him up here.
Oh, he's ready. Look at that.
Bring him up here.
Come with Papa. There we go.
High five. No, you gotta do the bump. The bump. There you go.
So this is what it is. You heard it here first. I think it's unanimous. You got Cotto? Just say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you better say
It's
yes.
unanimous. We got 4 people at the table. Miguel Cotto, me and Tiger.
Hashtag Team LaRoe.
We'll be there this weekend watching it live. My man Willie's gonna get to fulfill a big thing by meeting Trinidad, that I hold you. Everybody. Not only that, but I hope you come back with some like, yo, I gotta fight in the works.
Okay, cool, definitely.
So
that'll happen.
Bigger.
Well, we have to defend the titles every 4 months.
Okay, so you gotta do it. So, want to thank everybody that came out today to Blue Bar and Grill.
Hashtag Real Talk 360.
Everybody that's watching at home, we thank you. God bless you. Good night. The champ is here.
And check out SmoochieFrogs.com.
Oh, absolutely. SmoochieFrogs.com.
I will have an article about my experience at the fight at Turning Stone.
All right.
Dancing with Julio. The Lambada.
I'm sure that wasn't it. I wasn't in there?
I ain't put it in there.
All right, now.
That's offline. They don't need to worry about that.
Thanks for coming out. God bless.
Good night.
That was cool.
It's always fun, man. It's never structured, but it's always fun.
Oh no, that's the best way. It's always fun. Thank you guys. It helps me get more familiar.
And if anything, yeah, because you're gonna be doing this in front of much bigger arenas. So happy.
It definitely gets me more comfortable. Awesome. Yo, when I saw Roy Jones post that, my heart dropped.